Yo! What's going on, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and the day is finally here. NBA Trade Deadline Day 2025. About a week ago, I would have told you I thought this would be one of the more quiet deadlines that we had seen in quite some time. There hadn't been a lot of buzz around, is there a move going to be made? Are there any stars on the market? Are people going to cash their chips in? And then Nico Harrison thought it would be a good idea to trade Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis in one first-round pick. So, yeah, things have got crazy since then. Luka got traded. De'Aaron Fox got traded. Brandon Ingram has been traded. Zach LaVine has been traded. Jimmy Butler has been traded. It has been one of the more crazy NBA trade deadlines that I can remember. And then just last night, we saw a team give up an unprotected first-round pick and my great friend, Matthew Peterson, Sweet Prince Dalton Connect for a player that I don't think is worth an unprotected pick and Dalton Connect in Mark Williams. But it's been a crazy trade deadline, and I have a feeling that it's going to get pretty crazy here on Knicks Now today. Not sure if they're going to make a trade. They already made one move with Jericho Sims. Could there be another move coming? We'll keep you up to date on that. We're going to be locked and loaded here on the channel all the way past the 3 p.m. Eastern trade deadline. So get your drinks, get your food, grab your seats, and let's get it on. And there's no better way to start it off than this, my man. We got Cullen in the building where the Cully effect is happening. We got a three-point goal. Jay Livingston. Bang! Bang! Let's go! Jay Liv coming in with $100 super chat. Unbelievable, Jay Liv.
Unbelievable, baby. And Marsh, it's not one, but two.
Not one,
not two.
Jay Liv, you're a legend. We got Marsh, we got Cully, we got Alper in the studio today. We're going to be live for the next 4 hours or so, just hanging out with all the real ones. Can I get everyone to just give me a Jay Liv in the chat? That's going to be our real one roll call of today. If you bleed orange and blue, you rock and roll with Knicks Now by Chat Sports. Give me a Jay Liv in the chat. We're giving shout outs. And I think I just have to start with a beer bong for my guy Jay Liv.
You have to.
For my guy Jay Liv. We're going to the Happy Dads early. Shout out to you, my man. Shout out to Jay Liv. Look, there's one thing about Jay Liv. He knows how to start a party. Also, Alper, if you could document every $50 super chat.
Jay Liv is already on the board twice for that one.
That's right.
Already on there.
Jay
Let's
Liv.
go.
Absolute real one, Jay Liv. We appreciate you.
Cheers, brother.
Woo! Salud, brother. Down the hatch, let's freaking go. Shout out to Jay Liv for making it possible.
It's going to be a long one.
It is.
It's going to be a long one.
It is.
Jay Liv, you're a legend, brother.
Absolutely.
You are a legend. $100 super chat to get it started. I mean, there's only 101 people in the building. 101 people in the building. Jay Liv's already coming in with that. That's why he is a proud member of our Knicks Now Ring of Honor. Third year in a row, Jay Liv has been on our Knicks Now Ring of Honor.
It's a prestigious list.
It is, and we're about full. There's only so much more spot that I could put ink on this ball.
Absolutely.
And I think once we fill this up, we're gonna give this away to a real one.
100%.
Shout out to y'all. Jay Liv says, I think that's it. You think that's it? As in, you think the Jericho for
Delon Wright?
Delon Wright trade is it? Yeah, man, that was a big one. That was a great move for the Knicks. Shout out to y'all. Yuri's in the building. Shout out to all y'all. We're going to continue to dive into our show. We've got a lot to unpack here on the show. First, I got to give a huge shout out to our proud sponsor, Game Time. If you're looking to get tickets to the big game, or you want to go to a Knicks game, maybe a concert or a theater event, the best place to get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed is with our proud sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is the best ticketing app on the market, and when you use our promo code ChatSports, that's ChatSports, you get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. You can go to this Bulls at Knicks game coming up in a couple of days. They've got super deals going on right now for you to get into Madison Square Garden. And if you use that all-in pricing feature, the price you see is the price you pay. And if you use the Game Time Picks feature, it's going to make it that much more easy for you to get the best seats for the lowest price to go see your favorite team perform. It's more than just sporting events, though. You go to concerts, you go to theater events, you go to so much more. I've used Game Time a handful of times. I've gone to the Home Run Derby. I have gone to a college football playoff game. I've gone to an NFL playoff game. And it's the only app I use now for my ticketing needs. So check it out. Download the app, create an account, use that promo code ChatSports, ChatSports. Get $20 off your first purchase. What time is it? It's game time. Support the show. Support the sponsor. All righty, Cully. We are less than 3 hours away from the trade deadline. We're going to get a lot of people in this stream today.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a lot of new faces as well. So I want everyone to shout out your city for me in the chat. Let's get the comment section rolling. Let's get the juice all rising. Let's ride off of the activity that my guy J-Liv brought to the building. Shout out to him. Getting us kickstart, $100 super chat. J-Liv, you're the GOAT, man. My man Knicks Galaxy holding it down in New Jersey. Tyler Talbot in Albany, New York. Freemans for life in the building. Yeah, what up, Freeman? Shout out to Brandon Darby. It's my guy. Jay lives in Brooklyn. Derek is in Connecticut. We got my man Yuri tuning in from the Bronx. Reginald is in Queens. Young the Hot Boy is in Brooklyn. Yuri is in New York. Dwayne is in Minnesota. Coley, Minnesota. Coley, Minnesota. Shanika's in New Jersey. Jack Daddy Bob says, has the deadline started? The deadline has been going on since game 1 of the NBA season. The deadline will end in 2 hours and 49 minutes, meaning in 2 hours and 50 minutes, you can no longer make trades in the NBA. You have up to them.
There we go. Shout out to Yuri Art saying, winning a back-to-back without OG made my week. Shout out to Yuri for the $2 super chat. There we go.
All right. Yuri, my man. Honestly, the fact the Knicks are winning basketball games without OG and Anunoby is really, really impressive. And the fact that they are doing it against some pretty decent teams. I mean, the Rockets are no slouch.
Yeah.
So that one. And then who did they play on? Raptors. Not a huge win over the Raptors, but on a back-to-back, on the road, that's a good win. So I agree. It's good to get those in. Yeah, not an easy stretch coming up for the New York Knicks. For them to get to that illustrious 40-20 wins, it's going to be tough over the next couple of games. We got my man Jeremy Chugs in the building. What's up, bro?
What up, Chugs?
What's up, man? You good?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling spicy.
Spicy. What's for lunch today?
We got the Diaz. We got some breakfast tacos. We've got a nacho bar. We still have donuts from this morning. So we've got a lot of stuff.
Great call on the donuts. The kolache. I needed the kolache.
We needed a morale boost.
We did. Some of the Chat Sports crew is getting nice T-bone steaks. We get donuts.
Hey, you got that key lime last year.
I did. It was the best key lime pie I've ever had in my life.
Did we all enjoy the NBA Finals preview from the other night?
It's up to your MIA.
Where the Knicks beat the Rockets? What do you have to say about the Knicks? That was probably your first time watching them this year.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, game 1 of the series goes to the Knicks. It was really good. Jalen Brunson, I think the biggest thing, and obviously Mavs fans freaking out about Luka and the talent level, all that thing is, like, it's all, respectable. At the end of the day, though, it's about finishers. Pause. And Jalen Brunson is a finisher. Even bigger pause.
Jalen Brunson is a truck, not a trailer.
It's true.
There you go.
Amen Thompson.
Just imagine if you were to draft Luka and Jalen in the same draft. That would be wild.
Imagine turning Luka and Jalen Brunson into Anthony Davis in a first-round pick.
You couldn't even get Dalton Connect.
Unbelievable. Shout out to Jeremy Chugs holding it down for all of the real ones. We appreciate y'all. 170 people in the building, only 50 likes. Those are rookie numbers. if you could, please hit that thumbs up icon and give me a me down in the chat. A me down in the chat, and we'll be giving some shout outs. And I don't mean to say we've got NBA breaking news on the channel, because we don't, but we might have some New York Knicks Now breaking news. I have been told by the bosses, they've been watching. They've been seeing a lot of banging going on here on the channel. And we are doing a raffle here on the show. We are raffling off a signed Allen Houston poster. Signed Allen Houston poster of the amazing game-winning shot that he had back on the Miami Heat in the playoffs that sent the Knicks to the next round. And there's been a lot of participation in this. Mm-hmm. And we are up to, if my math is correct, we are up to 60 bangs. 60 bangs. I have been told if we get to 65 bangs, we can give away 2. I've been told if we get to 65 bangs, needing 5 more $50 super chats, we can get to give away 2 posters today. So if we want to give away 2, if we want to continue to keep the juice going, we can give away 2 posters if we get to 65. We're at 60 right now, already an unbelievable achievement. You guys are real ones. We appreciate y'all. So we'll be raffling this off at the end of the show today. So if you want to have a chance to win a signed Allen Houston poster, the official dimensions of the poster is 16 inches by 20 inches, and it's a limited edition. Limited edition.
Yep, there we go.
Limited edition. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all have hit that thumbs up icon. 29 likes away from 100 likes. Let's get there. Let's get it rolling.
Let's get it done. Get her done.
Are we kind of sleeping since there may not be another trade? Do we think another trade is coming for the New York Knicks? I always felt like this deadline was going to be a one the Knicks weren't going to be too active on. I mean, they made 2 blockbuster trades this offseason, one for Karl Anthony Towns, one for Mikal Bridges, and then it kind of just throughout the season never seemed like there was a move for this team to make. So, oh my God, Amir is back in the building. Amir Johnny is here, and he is alive, and he is well.
And you know what that means, Marsh?
Not one, not 2, but 3. We got a 3-point goal. Amir Johnny. Bang! Give me some double A's in the building. Amir Johnny says, let's run it up. Let's run it up, Marsh.
Let's run it up.
My man Amir, he's been showing up. He's been showing out. He's been bringing the juice. Double A's in the chat. Show him some love. My guy Mike G in the building. What's up? Shout out to my guy Mike G. Yes, sir.
And, of course, a Knicks Now real one, Joey DeLuca.
Joey DeLuca. 6'2" out of Syracuse. Point guard, Joey DeLuca. Shout out to Joey DeLuca. Knicks Now, Giants Now, Chat Sports icon. We appreciate you. Amir says, "Bing bong" in the chat. Bing bong in the chat. What an era that was for the New York Knicks.
I mean, that was an interesting time, to say the least. Guys, what are we doing?
Unbelievable. Here? Peter's in the chat. What's happening, Peter? Cryo says, I don't think the Knicks will make any more trades before the deadline, but they will definitely make some roster moves. As in, you think they're going to sign someone on the buyout market? That could happen. Due to the new CBA and the Knicks being a team that is in the apron, they cannot sign anyone that has been bought out that prior to being bought out had a contract that is greater than the mid-level exception, which is about $12 million. So, for instance, a guy like Ben Simmons, if he's bought out, the New York Knicks cannot sign him. So we'll add some more context to that. We're going to do a buyout candidate video. Did they say they're handling the buyout list on Maine? Usually do.
I would assume so.
Sure. We'll at least have a buyout video coming out on the channel either right after the deadline or tomorrow morning, but we're going to continue to flood you guys with videos every single day. Unfortunately, no watch party on Saturday. I got to go back home to celebrate my niece's first birthday party. So no Knicks Celtics watch party, which is it's a kick in the gut. That's one I've been looking forward to since game 1 of the season. But family first. Got to go see the niece. Got to go see the fam. And we're going to be back rolling next week. And then it's the trade deadline. And then it's the All-Star break. And then it's grind time.
Ooh, look who it is in the building.
Producer Smitty in the building.
What up,
What's up,
what up?
Beast?
What's going on? How we doing?
I'm good, man. You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. Yeah.
You think your Celtics are making a move today? Clearing all that luxury tax space, man.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up with the big dogs in the East.
Yeah, salary dump, man. Listen, we pay a lot of players. We gotta make some room.
Yeah, no, you overpay some too.
No.
No,
You
no,
overpay some.
Who?
OG overpaid.
OG's overpaid?
Yeah.
OG would be the second best player on the Celtics this year.
Yeah, you don't believe that.
It's who, Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown?
If you think that OG and Roby is better than Jaylen Brown,
Who's having a better season?
I don't
Huh?
care.
Josh Hart has
Jaylen
better
Brown's-
stats.
Jaylen Brown is literally one of the worst All-Stars in like the last 15 years.
Listen, I'm not.
Jaylen Brown can't guard anymore and he can't shoot.
Yeah.
This isn't your poppies, Jaylen Brown.
That contract hit in. It started hitting, and he checked out.
When you get into a public relationship, it's probably never good for a pro athlete.
Don't date WNBA.
Don't
players.
date WNBA
It
players.
doesn't work out.
We the plug. What up, my man? Says, what up, Marsh? The realest plug, faux real. What up, Smitty? My dog, faux real. Shout out to We the Plug.
We the plug.
Will Allie B be covering the trade deadline? She will be. She'll be live at some point on Celtics Today. I know this. She asked me if we wanted to do a super chat battle today. I told her I don't think it's going to be a battle because I don't think they can keep up with the Knicks Now real one. So if y'all, I didn't even accept the super chat battle invite, but if y'all want to open the floodgates and dominate Boston Celtics today, like we always do, the little sis channel here at Chat Sports. Used to be little bro and little sis with Smitty over there producing that show. We can get that going. Paulie Wall says Chris Boucher, I would be good picking him up. So if you're trading for Chris Boucher, you're giving up Mitchell Robinson. He makes $10 million. The only way the Knicks can get to $10 million is if you trade Mitchell Robinson or you trade Precious Achiuwa and Deuce McBride. I am not trading Deuce McBride and Precious Achiuwa for Chris Boucher. When it comes to trading Mitchell Robinson for Chris Boucher, really not all that interested as well. I feel like that would be selling extremely low on Mitchell Robinson. Chris Boucher is like 32 years old. I feel like he would be the last player on the Knicks bench, and I don't anticipate him playing that much. Look, I don't really know if another big move is coming at all or if any move is coming at all.
It's a real possibility.
Yeah, I mean, you only got so many assets you could deal out.
100%. And I mean, the Knicks really made their moves, obviously, in the offseason, right?
Yeah.
Acquiring Mikal Bridges, acquiring Karl-Anthony Towns. These moves right now for the Knicks, if any moves are made, are to really, prep up your rotation for the playoffs. I mean, I know Tibbs loves to play his main guys a lot of the minutes, but every NBA team needs, guys coming off the bench that can give guys like OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, guys, relief in the postseason, especially when we get into the dog days of the season. And if the Knicks hope to get to the finals, they're going to need those guys off the bench. So to improve the depth is definitely a move that they should be looking to do. So
Agree. You're almost just looking for marginal moves to improve on the margins right now. And honestly, like a way I would compare it to the MLB is you kind of just need an innings eater right now. You need a guy that can come in and contribute off the bench in the regular season, eat up some innings, and just not have OG, Josh Hart, and all those guys continuously play 48 minutes per game. Yeah. Especially if OG's injury is a little more serious than maybe the Knicks are letting on, which I always believe because I don't believe in anything that the New York Knicks medical staff says. So, yeah, I don't know. We're going to find out, though, what this team has in store over the next 2.5 hours as they have the clock ticking. Time is ticking. My man Mike G, best initials in the game. Give him some MGs in the chat. Marsh, any reasons the Knicks didn't go after a guy like Mark Williams? I would say the reason they did not go after a guy like Mark Williams is because they could not meet the price point that the Charlotte Hornets were asking for. The Charlotte Hornets got an unprotected first-round pick from the Los Angeles Lakers. They also got a young player that was picked inside the top 20 and don't connect. They essentially gave up not one, but 2 first-round picks for Mark Williams, and the New York Knicks only have 1 first-round pick to trade, and it's heavily protected. It is your pick, but the slot is based off of the Washington Wizards, and that pick is top 10 protected, meaning if the Wizards pick inside the top 10, the Wizards keep that pick. If the Wizards pick from 11 and beyond, the Knicks get it. If you look at the standings, the Wizards are not going to be picking outside the top 10. So then next year, the pick rolls to top 9 protected. If the Wizards pick outside of the top 9, the Knicks will get it. If they pick inside the top 9, it rolls into 2 second-round picks. So the best way I could say it, all first-round picks are not created equal. And this New York Knicks first-round pick is pretty unvaluable. Just, it's not a desirable piece in trades. Another big would have made a lot of sense. I would love to have Mark Williams as the backup big. He's averaging 16 and 10. They traded 2 first-round picks for him. Knicks couldn't get to that offer. He also says, appreciate you, brother. Your niece and my daughter share a birthday, and both will be one small world. Happy birthday to your family. First birthdays are family birthdays. Happy birthday to your beautiful daughter, Mike G. We love you. We appreciate you. Real one, brother. Real effing one.
Real one. And I mean, oh, we got another trade.
Milwaukee trading Patrick Baldwin Jr. and cash to San Antonio.
All right. So
All right.
we got a trade.
Patrick Baldwin.
First trade of the day while we are live,
Trade should be in here in a second.
as Milwaukee is trading Patrick Baldwin Jr. and cash to San Antonio.
There we go.
So the Spurs add a player in Patrick Baldwin Jr. and that's about it.
Yep.
That's about it.
It's something.
It's something.
It is a trade.
This is cap off the team, I guess.
Yeah.
Baldwin Jr. is having a hell of a year, averaging 2.1 points per game.
Hey.
So the 6'9", 22-year-old has played in 22 games this year, averaging 4.6 minutes per night. We did see a trade, though, with another Eastern Conference team right before we went live. And that's, speaking of the devil, we had Davion Mitchell go into the Miami Heat. Rolly's a big Davion Mitchell guy.
Big Davion Mitchell.
I've been a fan of Davion Mitchell since he was at Baylor. It was my favorite team to ever watch in college, behind Lonzo Ball's UCLA team. Mitchell, Maceo Teague, Jared Butler, they were some dogs. But it's just a move for us to get underneath the first apron, unfortunately. I like Mitchell, good player.
Is he in the rotation?
Yeah,
He's in the rotation?
Because we needed a point of attack guard defender, but it's more or less a move to get underneath.
He seems like a Heat guy.
Oh, I mean, he's actually, if you look at matchup difficulty,
Yo, finally got D-Mitch.
matchup difficulty for the B-ball index, second best.
He's a good perimeter defender.
No.
He's just undersized.
Yeah. Not great in switching, but as an point of attack.
A little small,
Yeah.
but a willing defender.
Yeah.
Is this new?
This is
My guy, Seal Pasito. Pasito. Shout out to Seal Pasito, a Knicks Now legend. Says, what a gut punch to see Valanciunas go for a bag of chips. I love the term gut punch.
Yeah.
Reason I love it is because Matthew Peterson, when he first started, he doesn't know that I always found this so funny, was when he first started here, Baker Mayfield was still on the Browns.
Yeah.
And there was some Browns news. And it was his off day, and he came into the studio, and the communication for him needing help was bad, and he didn't get that much help. And he was like, man, my first real story here at Chat Sports, just nobody helped me out, man. Just a real gut punch, man. So every time I hear the word gut punch, it's good stuff. As my Twitter isn't working. I don't know if anyone else's Twitter is not working. I think it was 2 years ago at the deadline or last year? There was an important day in the calendar year where
little DeAndre Hunter news. Cleveland Cavaliers and the Hawks remain engaged in a trade talks on a DeAndre Hunter to Cleveland deal. League sources tell Jake Fisher and Mark Stein. That could be an interesting one for the Cavs.
DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs would make them that much more scary.
They would.
I
I would imagine LeVert possibly would be on the deal, going back to Atlanta, potentially. But I mean,
DeAndre Hunter is a good defender, and he's a good three-point shooter, man. Like,
Yep.
I love DeAndre Hunter's game. Pasito, the reason I would say the Knicks didn't make the trade is because of the inability to get to that $9 million salary. You could have done Precious, and you could have done Deuce. They're not trading Precious and Deuce for Valanciunas. And then the only other option is Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson for Jonas Valanciunas. I don't know if that trade was offered. And to be honest with you, I don't know if the Knicks should do a trade of Robinson for Valanciunas. I think Valanciunas makes you better today, but the long-term rewards of Robinson are much greater than Valanciunas. I mean, as we know, with the new CBA, when you talk trades, you got to talk salary. Like with the Knicks being hard capped at that second apron, they have to send out more money than they acquire in a trade. And really, I think there's only 6 tradable players on the New York Knicks right now. Maybe they trade, somebody else, but I don't see them trading Bridges. I don't see them trading Art. I don't see them trading Anunoby or Brunson or Cat. So it leaves you with Mitchell Robinson making $14.3 million. Precious Achiuwa at $6 million. Miles McBride at $4.7. Campaign and Tyler Kolek both on minimum contracts at $2 million. And then Pacome Dadier. So between these 6 players, you got to reach the salary of that other player that you're acquiring, and you actually got to go a little bit ahead. So whenever you're thinking about trades with the Knicks, think of these 6 players and think about how you can make their money work to make it work. And for Valanciunas at $9 million, it's tough. Like, I don't know if I'm trading Precious and Deuce. I know for a fact I'm not, to be honest with you. Maybe Mitch and for Valanciunas, but I also would want like 2 second-round picks for Valanciunas. And I think Mitchell Robinson has little to no trade value right now because he hasn't really played basketball in a calendar year. So that's why I think it could be a dry trade deadline for this Knicks team, as we saw their big move was Jericho Sims for Delon Wright. We also got some tradable picks. I know like most of the cupboard has been emptied. You traded 5 for Mikal Bridges. You traded 1 for Karl Anthony Towns. That leaves you with just 1 tradable first-round pick at this moment. That'll increase when we get further into the future because you could only trade picks that are 7 years out. So next year you'll get another pick that's available. But you only have 1 tradable first-round pick, and it is owned by the Washington Wizards. Top 10 protected. Not really a valuable pick. You do have 8 second-round picks, and we've seen trades over the last couple of years. Remember, Sadiq Bey went for like 4 second-round picks, So you could see that kind of happen. I don't really know. And you got swaps in 2026 and 2030. So you've got enough to make a trade. The question is, what is the trade? Who is the trade? And does it get done? I'm not so sure. Yuri, $2 super chat. What's up, my man? If you were doing a trade, hand off the rooks. So Tyler Kolek and Dadier going out for somebody? $3.8 million? Who are you getting back for $3.7 million? There's not a lot. These are marginal trades. The only way a needle-moving trade would happen for the Knicks is if Mitchell Robinson is involved due to his $14.3 million salary.
Yeah. Kolek's making, you said 3 point?
2 for Kolek, 2 for Payne, 1.8 for Dadier. Those are the small contracts they could include.
It's true.
For them, who's better? Who's going to bring more
It's true.
talent off the bench if you trade those
Right.
guys?
I mean, the first combination that came to mind, I don't know if it would work financially, would be like a Colin Sexton, Walker Kessler combo.
Yeah. There's been some talks of that. The Knicks were interested in Walker Kessler prior to the Karl Anthony Towns trade. And then when they heard Danny Ainge wanted 2 first-round picks, they bowed out of that business. JJ47K says Mitch wasn't in any trade talks. I can promise you he was. I can tell you for a fact. The New York Knicks discussed with other teams Mitchell Robinson trade talks. The Lakers were reportedly interested in trading for Mitchell Robinson.
They were.
The Athletic, James L. Edwards, reported the Knicks are open to trading Mitchell Robinson. James L. Edwards is not a podcaster. I'm not a podcaster either. So I don't know why you are just throwing that blanket statement around. To assume that Mitchell Robinson was not talked about in trades by the New York Knicks, I assume that you stay up on Christmas Eve, bake cookies, and hope that a fat man comes down your chimney to drop off gifts. Yes, the Knicks have actually shopped Mitchell Robinson going on 3 straight years. I can promise you that. You know why the Knicks have not been in any trade talks with Mitchell Robinson and another team? Because nobody wants him.
That's a great question. Here, we'll just ask the people, just to kind of get the conversation going. Will the Knicks make, I guess, another trade before the NBA trade deadline? Let us know. And if you want to throw a name out there too, by all means. I'm curious.
I'm going to say no. MT says, you're Santa Claus? I wish I could get in a sleigh and be carried around by flying reindeer and be magical. No, unfortunately, I'm not. I could use some cookies, though. Namir says yes.
Yep.
Noah says, I'm going to say they get Trey Murphy. Woo-hoo!
You're going to have to give up 2 first-round picks for that one.
Yeah, Trey
I would love to add Trey Murphy. Before the season started, my 2 breakout candidates were Trey Murphy and Amen Thompson, and I'm batting 100 on those.
Marshall knows ball.
Trey Murphy's one of my favorite players in the league. 3-level scorer, super good athlete. The handle continues to get tighter. Like you says, I'm not going to say there's 0 chance we get Trey Murphy because I think everyone in this chat would have said there's 0 chance the Mavs trade Luka Doncic. So I think we need to eliminate the phrase that would never happen. That trade is dumb. No team would ever agree to that because we've seen it. So I would say there's a 1% chance we acquire Trey Murphy. Not likely.
Not so likely.
And the Pelicans, I don't believe would want to trade Trey Murphy.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to trade. I mean, obviously they
traded Brandon Ingram.
Which, by the way, I mean, Toronto. If you're sitting there in Toronto, where do you go from here?
So I've seen like both sides of the spectrum. One, the roster doesn't make a lot of sense for Toronto at this moment. I saw a starting lineup graphic that had Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Poeltl. You have no shooters on that team outside of Emmanuel Quickley. So, one, I don't love just grabbing young, talented players and throwing them together. The puzzle pieces have to fit. But I also believe in buying low when a star player's stock is low. And Brandon Ingram was an all-star like 2 years ago. Brandon Ingram can get you 25 and 8 assists a night. And if you're telling me all I had to give up was Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, and 1 first-round pick for Brandon Ingram, that's kind of a steal.
It is.
I don't love the roster construction. I think there should be another trade coming for Toronto, and you should build around your big 4 of Barnes, Poeltl, Quickley, and Ingram. But I like the idea of buying low on Ingram, man. I mean, Kelly Olynyk is a cap move. You pretty much met salary and gave up a first-round pick. Bruce Brown is a nothing burger in 2025. Kelly Olynyk is a nothing burger. And you gave up 1 pick for a guy that can roll out of bed and get you 30. I don't hate it.
Don't hate it.
It's a weird roster. Weird fit. But I don't like it. Seal Pasito says it's Tuck Porty time. What's up, Asia? Michael Talking Yank says Trey Murphy would be awesome. Yeah, I love Trey Murphy. Between Mitch, as my stream just crashed, my man Vasquez says, between Mitch, Huck, and Brown, we are fine at backup center. Moses Brown? Guys. I understand Moses Brown is having some nice nights in the G League. We do know that all 30 teams could sign Moses Brown, correct? He's not the Knicks. Like, it's not, the Knicks don't have exclusive rights to Moses Brown. If Moses Brown was a difference maker, he would be on an NBA roster. I get it. 20 and 20 in the G League is fun. Yeah, 4th backup, sure. But Moses Brown was on a team this year that played him in the NBA, and then he was back in the G League after a week. Yeah, like Chaotic says, he got picked up by the Pacers, played, and they cut him.
Doesn't seem like
it. A 7-footer should dominate the G League, and he has dominated the G League. Make sure all y'all are subscribed to the channel. Cully, can we get to 60,000 subs today?
That'd be pretty dope.
60,000?
Hey, listen, I've seen this channel do some pretty crazy things, so I feel like subscribers, I mean, that's a walk in the park, right? We get a little wild, we get a little crazy. Hey, maybe we make a deal if we get to 60K. I mean, 60K is a pretty big accomplishment.
If we got to 60K today with the blessing of Tyler Jones, I think we got a Gatorade bath it.
Okay.
With the blessing of Tyler Jones, I don't want to steal his idea, the Gatorade bath. If we get to 60,000 subs today, we'll do a Gatorade bath. Marsh, Gatorade bath. We'll post it as a short on the channel.
There we go.
Yeah, JJ, I love New York Knicks fans and their love for unsuccessful NBA players. Like, I love it. John Pettit says y'all confusing G League stats with being in the league. You take G League stats with a grain of salt. Yeah. If you're going to put Moses Brown out there, it is simply to use his fouls.
There you go.
I'm not saying he's a scrub, but I'm not saying he's an NBA player either. That's where I'm at. Luis says beer bath. Oh, man. How about Gatorade bath? That's what the sports people do. Hit that sub button. 437 people watching. Help us get to our goal. Chaotic Shay, what's up, my man? Says Dub Marsh, Dub Cullen.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Cullen is my fearless leader. I acknowledge Cullen Brown is my fearless leader.
Marshall Green is my tribal chief, which he now gets that reference. So there you go.
We got Nate Robinson in the building. Shout out to Nate. Says, what's up with James Najee? You think the Knicks got plans to bring him over? No. No, I don't. Last I heard, his back was broken. He was the player that the New York Knicks acquired in a trade. As I'm watching my old video on him on October 2nd. Yeah, his back was broken when I did that video. I don't even know where he's playing overseas at this point. But no, I don't think any interest in James Najee at this moment.
That's fair.
Why can't we just get Bronny James? Because the Lakers hold him in high regard. They wouldn't even trade Bronny James for Luka. Think about it like that.
No, they would not.
Vasquez, you can't have it both ways. We send guys to G League to get ready and then poop on good production at that level. Math isn't mathin'.
Math ain't mathin'.
Do the Knicks...
Ooh. Whoa. Bears principal owner Virginia McCaskey has passed away at the age of 102.
Wow, rest in peace.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess what I'm trying to say, Michael, I say Michael because I'm talking directly to you, Vasquez, is I don't think Moses Brown is an NBA player. That's just I'll just leave it at that. I don't think Moses Brown is an NBA player.
All right. Enough Moses Brown talk. I think we've had our filling of that on the channel. I'm going to ask you guys this. Where do you guys rank the New York Knicks in the East?
I think Rolly had Moses Brown high on his big board when he was in the draft.
Yeah.
The 25-year-old big man. If it's not clicking at 25 for a 7'2" guy, I worry.
Yeah.
He is from New York, so we're obviously going to love him a little bit more. But I do agree. Let's put an end to the Moses Brown talk.
Yeah.
What do we got? Where do the Knicks rank in the East? I'm curious what everyone has to say. Kid Lamar says, Marshall, will the Knicks get Kispert? I don't know.
He's a dog.
I like Corey Kispert, man. He could shoot the lights out. He hasn't shot the ball all that well this year, but I think it changes, like what I think of him. Number 2 for Michael. Number 3 for Manny. Number 2 for rolling with J Money. Namir says 2. Yeah, I'm going to say...
I do too. I agree with Albert. Sorry, Albert off camera says I think they're better than the Cavs. I also agree that I think the Knicks are better than the Cavs. Marsh, I know we haven't talked too much about it. I am never a believer in a team in which both backcourt players are undersized guards that cannot defend.
Yeah, and that was one of my main talking points, like during the Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell summer, I was concerned of having two small guards that could not defend. It helps, though, when you got Jared Allen and
Yes.
Evan Mobley behind him,
It
who
does.
are maybe arguably the two best big man defenders in the Eastern Conference. I have gone back and forth on my take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. First off, they're a damn good basketball team.
They are.
Like, they stack a lot of wins. They have a really good new head coach, and their young players have taken a step, and the chemistry continues to grow.
Yep.
And I've even caught myself doing it, kind of just dismissing their success and chalking it up to, oh, they're just the Atlanta Hawks from back in the day. The reason the Atlanta Hawks are considered the Atlanta Hawks from back in the day is because they had to play a man by the name of LeBron James. And I love Jalen Brunson. He's not LeBron James. LeBron James was able to beat an all-time great regular season team in the Atlanta Hawks. So I'm going to say I think at this moment the New York Knicks are the second best team in the East, and I'm going to give the Cavs the 1 spot, and I'm going to give the Knicks the 2 and the Celtics the 3. I don't feel like the Celtics have played all that well this year. Could be coasting, coming off a championship season, but Jaylen Brown isn't nearly the same player. Al Horford looks to be a year older. Drew Holiday has taken a step back this year. That's what I would say right now. I worry how the Knicks would be able to defend the Cleveland Cavaliers in the playoffs. They are high pick and roll after high pick and roll after high pick and roll after high pick and roll. And how did the Knicks get beat on defense? High pick and roll after high pick and roll after high pick and roll. They're just going to run Mikal Bridges off screen after screen after screen. Cat's going to be there and drop. And that's not the best solution for the New York Knicks. I actually worry about the Knicks playing the Cavs in the playoffs.
Well, at least where the standings are right now, you wouldn't have to see them until
Conference Finals.
So, I mean, we'll see. We shall see.
We shall see about Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
My man CPJ in the building. What's up? What are you laughing at, CPJ? What are you laughing at?
Tell you what, like this video if you love the Knicks. We're at 145 likes. We got 453 people. The math's not mathing.
Math is not mathing.
If we get to, by the time we hit 212 on the NBA trade deadline clock, if we can get to 200 likes by then, I'll rip a little Jello shot just to get things started.
Little jelly?
Little jelly shot.
All right.
Let's get this thing going. I mean, it's NBA trade deadline day. I know the Knicks.
It is NBA trade deadline day.
Let's go.
It is.
Let's have a day, gentlemen. Let's have a day. Let's see. Acosta saying, think you're underestimating the Celtics. I feel like they are taking it easy because they won the championship, so they know how to do it already.
I don't think taking him lightly is how I would say it. I just don't think they've been as impressive as last year.
Yeah.
They're still a great team. The Knicks would have to play their A game to beat them. I think there's 4 great teams in the NBA. I think it's the Thunder. I think it's the Knicks. I think it's the Cavs. And I think it's the Celtics. That's it. Those are the top 4 teams in the NBA, in my opinion. I think the West is... The Lakers' moves do not move me. No. The Lakers' moves do not move me.
No.
Obviously, Luka and LeBron are going to be great together, but the Lakers' roster had problems with Anthony Davis of no big man. And look, if Mark Williams is healthy, maybe we're having a different conversation. But he's got a little Mitchell Robinson in him, and they also have no perimeter defenders at the guard spots.
You could play Vando there a little bit. Like, Vando could be your point of attack defender, but as a true, defensive guard, yes.
What is the Lakers' closing lineup? LeBron, Luka, Mark Williams. Who are the other 2 guys?
Dorian Finney-Smith for sure.
Finney-Smith and Reeves?
Yeah, Reeves. I think I would rather have Dorian Finney-Smith's defense along with his 3-point shot.
So then you have 0 perimeter guard defenders. Dorian Finney-Smith is a great wing defender.
Yeah. I mean, they were bottom 5 with Anthony Davis, and Max Christie was like an ascending player. Like bottom 5 all across the NBA in defensive, points in the paint, transition, all that stuff. So now you lose Anthony Davis for Mark Davis, who could be a good player, but yeah, I think they're going to be a very big problem.
Austin Reeves has grown a lot on offense. I don't. He's not. He doesn't do anything for me on defense.
I think he's a prime trade candidate this summer.
This summer, huh?
This summer. I think, Luka, LeBron, they'll kind of establish themselves. I don't know how long LeBron's going to last, but I think with, now the surplus of ball handlers you have with Luka Doncic, I mean, Reeves could be a potential target that they move for another better piece. But we'll see.
Yeah. Wonder how long LeBron will play alongside Luka, but
It's true.
Kid Lamar says Cavs are a good team. They could beat anyone. 100% agree. I mean, they're beating everybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to just. They're the Hawks,
They're the Hawks, man. They're the Hawks.
who was like a damn good team and lost to maybe the best basketball player of all time with Dwayne Wade on his team.
In his prime.
Cullen sounds a bit like Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, I've never heard that one before. I'll take it, I guess.
Did you play in the movie Holes? No?
Did not.
Chris Godwin says, it's a shame the Knicks can't make a significant trade because they need to make one to have a shot at winning anything this year. If only the NBA helped the Knicks like they helped the Lakers. Okay, so we got the NBA is rigged from Chris Godwin. Steven says, Knicks trade for KD. Steven, you've been watching this channel for a long time. Why are we bringing fake news into the chat, my man? Come on.
You gotta be better than that, man.
No need to bring fake news into the chat, Steve. Jay Boogie, my man. Shout out to Jay Boogie, the GOAT. Says,
Jay
if we
Boogie.
don't make another move, we can't forget the moves we made before the season started. So we can't say we didn't do anything. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Look, I agree. And like we've kind of been echoing that so far. Like your moves this year were Karl Anthony Towns, and Mikal Bridges. And if Mitchell Robinson comes back healthy and is able to play and he's able to remain healthy, that's going to feel like a deadline acquisition.
It will. That it will.
Does that Mitchell Robinson that dominated Jared Allen and dominated Evan Mobley, does he still exist?
Good question.
I hope so. I didn't think he played all that well coming back from the injury last year. I thought he did a good job on Joel Embiid, but he obviously wasn't moving the same. Maybe the injury hadn't fully healed, and he's playing at less than 100%. If he's healthy, he's the best offensive rebounder in the NBA. And he is a well above average rim protector. And he gives you another 7-foot body. Ideally, Robinson comes back and he gives you another way to win a fight.
Yep.
The Knicks, when they have 30 assists, they've lost 2 games this year. When the Knicks made 12 threes, they've lost like 5 games out of 30 this year. You could beat teams with skill. You could beat teams with the ability to move the ball. You could beat teams like we've seen with defense. And if you add Mitchell Robinson, you could beat teams by dominating them on the offensive glass and making them feel small. We all want Mitchell Robinson to be healthy.
Yep.
You just got to do it. Got to do it.
Got to do it. We did get, since we got those $10 from Mike G and Seal Pacito. You want to do a couple?
Let's spin the wheel. Let's spin the wheel.
Get a couple wheel spins going.
Have I forgotten that Joel Embiid injured Robinson? Are we sure that's how he got hurt? Because I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I don't think it helped, but I don't think you get a stress fracture from someone pulling your leg. I'm not a doctor, though. I'm not a doctor.
Not a doctor. This one's runs from Mike G.
Oh, 50% off the wheel.
Ooh.
All right.
How long do we want to do this one for? Because we got 2:07 left.
We will do 50% off the wheel until we get to 2 hours.
2 hours?
So for the next 7 minutes, $5 wheel spins.
Ooh, all right.
$5 wheel spins for the next 7 minutes. As my guy Nick Davidov in the building. Give me some eyeball emojis in the chat for Nick Davidov. What's happening, Nick Davidov? Ty Dubs in the building. What up, Dubs?
This is for Pasito. Seal Pasito.
Are you forgetting Mitch has 5 injuries? Yeah.
Ooh.
Alper karaoke.
Alper karaoke, eh?
All right.
CPJ, Marsh, did you like the Sims trade?
It was a trade. I'll put it.
It was a trade. All right, so I'm not sure. So karaoke, does someone in the chat have to recommend you?
Who super was that for?
That was Pasito.
Seal Pasito, if you got a song that you want Alper to sing, a little karaoke, he'll hop up in the booth. Ty Dub says, not like us karaoke.
Not like us.
There's probably a word in there that we can't say on this show.
No. Probably a few.
Wah. Vasquez says, I feel like they made the trade to show all the fans this is all that's out there. Something must have went wrong between Jericho Sims and this team. If you're willing to trade Jericho Sims, how about a song for the mood? We are the champions. We are the champions. I love that, Seal Pasito. Nick Davidoff says, I heard Mitchell Robinson will be traded for Austin Reeves. Insider Davidoff. Insider Davidoff, eh?
Possible.
I would have thought that would have had a chance prior to the Mark Williams trade.
Yeah, I mean, there was brief talk. I do a little work for our Lakers report channel here at Chat Sports, and everything that I heard in terms of Austin Reeves is that the Lakers were not willing to give him up unless it was for like a high quality,
a star.
Yeah, basically, like a player better than Austin Reeves. So, Sixers trade are now sending a 20-30 second round pick to Dallas to amend the aspect of Philly's trade earlier in the week that sent Caleb Martin to the Mavericks. So a trade amendment.
An update.
Jeez.
CPJ says there's a lot of words you can't say. Meaning you because of what?
What do you mean by you people?
What do you mean by you, CPJ? Are there words that you can say that I can't say? Is that what you're saying? Because this is a basketball show, and we just shut up and dribble. I don't want to look too deep into it, but I don't know what you mean by that, to be honest with you.
What do you mean by that?
Brandon Williams says they were mad that Sims worked on his offensive game. Something must have happened for them to just say, we have to get rid of Jericho Sims. High Vibration says Moses Brown is a weapon we should definitely use. What do you think? I think if the Knicks started Moses Brown, they'd be the best team in the NBA. Is that what y'all want me to say?
I was to say this Moses Brown talk. Is this what y'all talk about on Knicks Live? Moses Brown.
CPJ, I still don't understand what you mean. Words you can't say? Is that what you're saying? Seal Pasito says, I think Huck Porty started showing in practice that he's ready to play. I was really, really, really impressed with Huck Porty guarding. He looked good, man. He did. He was guarding their best player, Scotty Barnes, and he made life tough for him. He did. I'm serious. Like, I don't want to overrate Huckmania, but he low-key locked up Scotty Barnes.
Hey, Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Bill Russell.
According to Walt Clyde Frazier, Huck Porty reminds him of Bill Russell.
Gotta love it.
So we got the next Bill Russell on our team, I guess.
There we do. Alrighty. I think it might be time to talk to our friends over at Game Time.
Let's do it.
We'll be right back with some more trade deadline coverage.
If you're looking to get tickets to the big game, or you want to go to a Knicks game, maybe a concert or a theater event, the best place to get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed is with our proud sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is the best ticketing app on the market, and when you use our promo code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, you get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. You can go to this Bulls at Knicks game coming up in a couple of days. They've got super deals going on right now for you to get into Madison Square Garden, and if you use that all-in pricing feature, the price you see is the price you pay. And if you use the Game Time Picks feature, it's going to make it that much more easy for you to get the best seats for the lowest price to go see your favorite team perform. It's more than just sporting events, though. You can go to concerts, you go to theater events, you go to so much more. I've used Game Time a handful of times. I've gone to the Home Run Derby. I have gone to a college football playoff game. I've gone to an NFL playoff game. And it's the only app I use now for my ticketing needs. So check it out. Download the app, create an account, use that promo code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS. Get $20 off your first purchase. What time is it? It's game time. Support the show. Support the sponsor. NBA Trade Deadline 2025 live here on New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. Cully, do you want to take a lead here and run us through all the trades that have happened in trade deadline season? Give the great people of Knicks Now a recap of what's going on.
100%. 100%. So let's get these trades just kind of pulled up here. We'll take it all the way back to February 1st, so the beginning of the month. We'll just kind of run through some of the trades that we've got here. First trade of the month, Patty Mills, a Los Angeles Clipper, along with Drew Eubanks, for Mo Bamba, PJ Tucker, a 2023 second-round pick, and some cash. Mo Bamba, what an error that was. Speaking of which,
He could be bought out,
I would imagine.
and he could be someone that the New York Knicks target. But in the great year of 2025, I don't see Mo Bamba making much of an impact for this team.
I would agree. All right, and then we've got the next trade here, as it was the trade that shocked the NBA world, shocked everybody, to say the least. The Luka Doncic trade broke the internet. Here at Chat Sports, we didn't even really fully react to it until 10 minutes afterwards?
Yeah, everyone thought it was fake.
Everyone did. Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the 2029 first-round pick goes to the Dallas Mavericks. The Lakers receive Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris, and, of course, the Jazz, who didn't even know Luka was getting traded to the Lakers, received Jalen Hood-Schifino and 2 second-round picks. It's insane. That's insane.
How is that legal?
I don't know. It's a great question.
How is this legal?
It's a great question. It's not legal, but yet somehow it is.
Supposedly they were trying to trade for Jericho Sims before they acquired Anthony Davis, so maybe that means the Knicks could have got Luka.
The streets are talking. Streets are talking.
Nico Harrison, he might have done it.
He might have done it. And then, listen, we went into this trade deadline thinking, there may be some moves like Jimmy Butler, obviously. Well, that wasn't the only big move that happened, because the San Antonio Spurs get De'Aaron Fox to pair up with Victor Wembanyama. They didn't even have to give up Stephon Castle.
Didn't give up any players.
Honestly. They also received Jordan McLaughlin. The Kings received Zach LaVine, Sidi Sissoko, who actually recently got traded again after this. 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks. The Bulls received Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and a 2025 pick via the Spurs. Jesus.
They got nothing back for Zach LaVine.
I know. This was such a hey, we need to get him off the roster, and they were just happy to do so. They got their first-round pick back, which, to be fair to them, because they didn't have it at first. So now
it was top 10 protected.
Yes.
They took the protections off the pick.
Yeah.
So you didn't add anything, technically.
Technically, yes.
I'll say this. I think Victor Wembanyama is going to be the greatest basketball player of all time.
Whoa.
And I think that we are going to enter the Wemby era a little bit sooner than some people have realized. And I kind of had this thought that these teams are making these trades because of the Wemby era being here sooner.
Yeah, Giants news are hiring Jeff Burris as their new assistant secondary and cornerbacks coach.
Huge news. Should we stop? Should we sign off of the NBA trade deadline live to go cover Ben Burris? Jeff Burris. Burris is a former Notre Dame All-American who brings a decade of NFL playing experience to the table in New York. All right, we're going to sign off. We're going to go cover Jeff Burris.
We're done. Out of here.
Joking.
Very joking. Biggest trade of the deadline. Arguably. I don't know what other trade could be bigger than this one. Couple of second-round picks getting swapped. Any analysis here, Marsh?
Sam Presti is addicting to trading picks.
Yes, he is.
He is addicted to doing trades that do not matter.
And yet, somehow, they always do matter.
High Vibration says, no way Marshall is Wemby. No, I'm not Wemby. If I was, I wouldn't be here. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I've said it for about over a year now. I think if there was a redo of the NBA franchise organization and they did a redraft, Victor Wembanyama would be the first player selected. I've stood on that for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And I think Wemby is going to be the best player in NBA history. I think he is already the most impactful defensive player this league has ever seen.
Here's a hypothetical trade for you. If the amount of draft picks that you could trade, like say there was no limit, how many first-round picks would Wemby go for?
I wouldn't trade him for anything in the world.
I agree.
That's fair.
You don't get
The value for him is just unbelievable.
Jack Daddy Bob says, when is the deadline over?
No, We got.
I have no idea. When do you think the deadline is
I don't know.
over?
If only we had a clock or something on screen.
Do you think we can get a clock on screen, Cullen, to maybe have a countdown of how much time is left until the trade deadline?
No, I think I have the power to do that. I think I can. Oh, wait a minute.
Did you just add this?
I swear to God.
Is this where? How'd you read my mind that this is where it should go?
You know, I didn't even touch anything. See, my hands, they hadn't moved. Just was there.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
I'm guessing there's 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 35 seconds, now 33 seconds until the trade deadline.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
That's just a guess.
Maybe.
Just a guess.
Oh,
That's good stuff.
there we go. And we got the next trade. Caleb Martin and a 2030 second-round pick goes to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Quentin Grimes and a 2025 second-round pick. So this is, I guess, obviously the altered trade that Stein was just reporting. Yeah, if the Mavs, our Mavs host said that they weren't going to re-sign Quentin Grimes, so that's why you ship him to Philly. Caleb Martin, interesting. He's definitely a playoff riser.
He was on the Heat.
Yep.
He was on the Heat. I am just a fan of Quentin Grimes. If you've watched this channel back when Grimes was on the Knicks, I'm a big fan of his game. I think he can be a starting two guard on an NBA champion if he is like the worst starter on the team. Good defender, showing the ability to shoot 40% from three. This guy in his second year in the NBA was playing 48 minutes in a playoff game for Tom Thibodeau, guarding Jimmy Butler the entire game. I feel like his confidence has been shot. He's been traded like 4 times in the last 12 months. I like him. To be honest, I think Grimes is a better player than Caleb Martin. Martin's a little bit longer, a little bit older, maybe a better scorer off the bounce. But I also liked Quentin Grimes a lot more next to a guy like Luka Doncic that can get him a lot of open shots. I don't think that necessarily still happens in Dallas, but Dallas gets another little creator off the ball in Martin now that they don't have Luka. Meh.
And
Johnson, you, what up, man?
Yeah. And then, obviously, the Knicks' claim to fame this trade deadline season. Look at this.
This clinched the title for us.
Oh, yeah. Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin, Jericho Sims, plus a second-round pick to the Milwaukee Bucks. The Wizards received Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, a 2028 first-round pick swap, and your New York Knicks acquired some cash and Delon Wright.
Yep, they did. They also acquired the rights to a player that I don't think will ever play in the NBA. So there's that. You could join the list of Rokas Jacobaitis of players that people will fall in love with, like Moses Brown, that will never play for the Knicks. But
Shout out Moses Brown.
the cash that the Knicks received, I have been told, is less than $5,000. So, no, it does not help you whatsoever. There had been some talk of Delon Wright being bought out. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Tibbs said, you know what? I think I can play him over Landry Shamet because he could defend way better than Landry Shamet, and they both can't shoot for shit. So I'll just take the better defender. And he's got more guard abilities than Shamet. He could put the ball on the deck and run the offense a little bit more. Look, I was talking to Roley, who was Delon Wright was on the Heat last year. He told me he was actually solid for him.
Yeah.
And like if he could hit shots, he could be a piece on a rotational team. And he talked about game 1 against the Celtics. He hit like 4 threes for Boston, for Miami. I don't even know if Delon Wright will play, to be honest with you. This seemed like a move of we are just motivated to get Jericho Sims off the team. Motivated to get Sims off the team. Don't know why. Delon Wright, over the last 71 games of his NBA career, dating over 2 seasons, is shooting less than 35% from the field. He's a defensive-minded player, and that's all I can really say about him. He's 32 years old. Got another trade, Cully.
That we do. The Detroit Pistons acquire K.J. Martin, a 2027 second-round pick via the Milwaukee Bucks, 2031 second-round pick via the Mavericks, and the 76ers receive some cash. What a disastrous season it has been for the Philadelphia 76ers.
I'm old enough to remember when Mark J. Spears said that the Philadelphia 76ers Big Three was better than the Knicks Big Three, and that the Sixers were better than the Knicks. I'm old enough to remember that, Mark J. Spears.
I'm old enough to remember when during the NBA offseason, when I think the 76ers had like the second highest odds to reach the NBA Finals. I mean, it's insane.
I remember on the show I said I'd rather have Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby than Paul George, and people laughed at me. So,
Yeah. So
look who's laughing now.
a little Shams update.
Shami's.
NBA teams are still making aggressive calls for Kevin Durant. Nothing's been made official yet, but teams are still trying to pry him away from the Phoenix Suns. Does a Kevin Durant trade happen today, Marshall Green? Make the call.
I'm going to say no. I did do a video, and I said in the video, when a player like Kevin Durant becomes available, you make the call. You see what the price point is. I'm not saying you make the deal, but you should always inquire when a top 10 player in the world becomes available. And I think the Knicks should call. And that's probably as far as it goes. But what if the Phoenix Suns, who aren't run by the smartest people in the world, considering they traded for Bradley Beal, who has a no-trade clause and is going to be making $60 million in 2 years.
Yeah.
What if they hit you with the, oh, we're willing to trade Luka for Anthony Davis. We're willing to trade KD for blank, blank, blank. I don't think it happens, but I'd call, and I'd see what happens from there. Johnson, you says, would you ship off OG for Durant? So we did a video. Do you have Knicks trades in there?
It's the main trades from UB. Or I can grab it real quick in a sec. I can grab it.
We did a trade, and I could just read it off. I don't remember exactly, but to match the salary, it was like OG, Miles McBride, and Mitchell Robinson equals Kevin Durant. OG, Mitch, and Deuce for Durant is the way that the money would work. Would you guys trade OG and Anunoby for KD? OG, Mitch, and Deuce for KD. Would you do it? Nope. Joey says no. Joey knows ball.
Yeah, so it was Kevin Durant and Monty Morris heads to the Knicks for OG, Miles McBride, Mitchell Robinson, and a 2025 first via Washington. And all the swaps. All the swaps. So yeah.
I think ultimately I say no to the deal, but I don't think it's this is the dumbest idea in the world.
No.
If you could have a starting lineup of Brunson, Bridges, Hart, Durant, and Towns,
yeah. But also like
you're gonna burn MSG to the ground because there's gonna be a parade outside the door.
Yeah. And it's also like, but how much is too much changing? Right?
Yeah, agree with that.
You made the initial trade for Bridges. Then, of course, you went and got Karl Anthony Towns. It's like if you were to also get Kevin Durant, it's just like, I mean, yes, you're fully all in, and it is Kevin Durant, arguably a top, 15, 20 player all time.
He's the best half-court scorer that's a non-center, I think, ever.
Yeah. I mean, his skill set, he handles like a guard at 7 foot. I don't care if they list him at 6'10", he is 7 foot.
Yeah,
you would acquire Monte Morris.
Monte Morris.
Yeah. So that'd be interesting.
What's KD averaging this year? 27, 7 and 7 on 50 plus for the field and 40 plus from downtown.
Yeah, he's still a 50, 40, 90 guy.
It's the most efficient score from the wing spot in NBA history.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. He's 37. What if it guaranteed you a chip?
Yeah.
Would you do it? Okay, then you do the deal.
Yeah.
Because everyone in the chat says hell no.
Yeah. Even at his advanced age too, like Durant still, I'd say
Kevin Durant will be able to play basketball at a high level for as long as he wants.
Yes.
Because he is 7 foot, he faces the basket, and he's going to turn into a back to the basket player here sooner rather than later. He's going to have that face up elbow shot.
Honestly, he'd probably do a lot of the dirt, one-legged fadeaway. Like when he gets really old, like he can't really move the same. Because who's touching that shot, by the way?
Nobody.
Nobody is.
Except for Wemby.
Yeah. And the thing with Durant too, like you get a secondary kind of shot blocker at the rim because he's good weak side helper. He can defend on the perimeter.
He's one of the best ever.
Yeah.
Still
especially when
is.
he's locked in for a playoff series. I mean, you remember Marsh, the freaking Game 7 that he had with the Nets, foot on the line, like the infamous series. Like he was this close. He was close, man. When Steve Nash didn't know anything but other than play Kevin Durant every minute of the game. Shout out to that era. It's insane. All right, we'll keep walking through these trades here.
I don't think a Kevin Durant Knicks trade happens.
I don't either.
But I would listen, and I would negotiate, and I would see what it would take.
You make the call. You 100% make the call.
Brunson, Bridges, KD, Hart, Towns. Best starting five in the league.
Easy.
Another blockbuster trade here, Cully.
Second round pick swaps, one for 2031, one for 2030, and Jaden Springer heads to the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets seem like another team to me that are like, again, they're talented, they can make some noise in the postseason, but given the fact that a lot of them, this will be their first kind of real playoff, like meaningful action that they've seen, I don't trust them to potentially make it to the conference finals. Win a playoff series, sure, but I'd be shocked if the Rockets made the NBA Finals coming out of the West. I would.
I tweeted this out last night after the Mark Williams trade. The Rockets should go get LaMelo Ball. I would include Jalen Green going to get LaMelo, and you have that physical, defensive-minded toughness from Ime Udoka, and you just surround LaMelo Ball with athletes. The Rockets are a team that wants to get out and run. They have athletes everywhere. LaMelo, Amen Thompson, you got Jabari Smith, still would have Alperen Sengun. I would love to see the Rockets go all in for LaMelo.
Yeah.
He's like a perfect fit for them.
Yeah.
But
I'd love for them to acquire kind of like maybe a backup center that's more of a rim protector that can kind of give.
I got Steve Adams.
Yeah, Steve Adams, who's freaking. I think he's averaging like less than 5 points a game. Like, geez, dude. He was listed as a Lakers trade target at one point.
Always.
Always. But I just, dude, like, I will say, like, that is an interesting trade, and obviously LaMelo Ball. I'd say fair to say, like, he was one of the all-star snubs from the East. You could have made an argument for him. I don't know if he's a Udoka guy. I don't know if Udoka.
That's kind of why I like it, though.
Yeah, no, I get it. Because he provides what they don't have and what could, like, elevate their offense.
And Udoka could maybe inspire LaMelo to play more winning hoops.
It's true. Very true. Brunson over LaMelo. Well, yes. I would, take Brunson over LaMelo.
Yeah, Smitty said LaMelo should have started the All-Star game over Brunson.
I disagree. Yeah. I love LaMelo, but he's not better than Brunson. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on the next show. Like, he's...
Daniel Theis.
Yeah. Exchange for a 2031 second-round pick. I'm going to be honest. Don't see Daniel Theis playing a lot of minutes this year, but it was a little bit of center insurance. Obviously, the Thunder dealing with some injuries with their front court. They do get Chet back. It was announced earlier that...
When is he coming back? Today?
That's yeah, the next game for the Thunder. I didn't read the full tweet. Not sure, but he is now expected to be back. They do play the Raptors on Friday. Yep. So there you go. Chet Holmgren.
Say it again?
So Chet Holmgren will return Friday against the Raptors tomorrow night.
Chet and Hartenstein haven't played together this year, have they?
No.
So now your center rotation or just center bodies, you got Hartenstein, you got Chet, you got Jalen Williams, and you got Theis.
Yep. Yep. You also play Kenrich Williams as well, too. It's kind of a small ball five. But, yeah.
Should the Knicks trade Mikal Bridges and Precious Achiuwa and 2 first-rounders for KD? Well, one, the Knicks only have 1 tradable first-round pick. 2, that trade is impossible because Mikal Bridges' salary plus Precious Achiuwa's salary does not equal Kevin Durant's salary. The way for the Knicks to get to Kevin Durant's salary, you would have to include OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, and Deuce McBride. That would be the nuts and bolts of the trade.
100%.
A trade target for the Knicks. Jonas Valanciunas going from the Wizards to the Kings.
Yeah, Jonas going for really not a lot. A couple second-round picks. City Sissoko, who was obviously mentioned in the Zach LaVine, De'Aaron Fox trade from earlier. Look, the Kings clearly, they're throwing stuff at the wall, hoping it sticks. I mean, obviously, DeMar DeRozan's been a weird fit. I'm just curious how they are defensively. I understand Sabonis, he's a great player for them. I don't know how much I trust a center that isn't a great rim protector as your starting center. I feel like that kind of hinders you a little bit. And now that you don't have De'Aaron Fox, I like Malik Monk. I like some of their pieces, but as a collective, I just don't know where their ceiling could potentially get to. Seems like an odd fit all around. And now you had Jonas Valanciunas, who, again, nice offensive center, but, like, I wouldn't trust him to pick and roll defensively. I wouldn't trust him to, play huge minutes in a potential playoff series in terms of guarding another team's best big. So, I don't know. Weird fit for the Sacramento Kings, in my opinion.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
You gave De'Aaron Fox away for 2 first-round picks. I mean, I don't
Interesting,
know.
man.
I don't like what the Kings are working with. I don't like it. I do not like it. Then we got a 4-team trade last night, Cully. Jimmy Butler. You all are a Golden State Warrior.
That he is. Jimmy Butler going to the Golden State Warriors. The Miami Heat acquiring Andrew Wiggins, P.J. Tucker, who's been traded as of today that we'll get to in a second, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick. The Pistons received Lindy Waters III, Josh Richardson, a second-round pick, and the Jazz received Dennis Schroeder. Obviously, if you're the Warriors, you try to get KD. It was made apparent that he's not going to get traded, although apparently teams are still trying to acquire Durant, so that you get the next best thing. You kind of had to. Steph has been really not performing at his usual best. They've been throwing double teams at him. He's tired. A lot of his game requires somebody else to help offensively, and really the offense starts and stops with Steph. So you get Jimmy Butler. Can you resort back to the old Miami Heat version of Butler where he was carrying teams to the finals? We'll wait and see. I really like the Heat's haul in this, to be honest. I really do. I think getting Andrew Wiggins at a fair contract, given the numbers that he gives and everything, he's got a player option not after this year, but after next season, I believe. At a pretty reasonable value. I think it's $30 million player option. And Kyle Anderson, P.J. Tucker's already moved. I would imagine Kyle Anderson also gets moved. But that first-round pick really, I think, made the deal for the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the Warriors gave up Andrew Wiggins and maybe pick 22 for Jimmy Butler. I think it was a win for them. You got to cash in on this era right here. It's Steph Curry, and
do you know what version of Jimmy Butler you're going to get? Like,
I would assume you're going to get an extremely motivated Jimmy Butler. I think he has heard the noise. I think he has understood that people are writing him off. And if you get a locked-in, engaged Jimmy Butler for Andrew Wiggins and a protected first-round pick that's going to be pick 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, that's a hell of a trade in my opinion. You didn't have to move Kuminga. You didn't have to move Pods. Like, you gave up Wiggins and Kyle Anderson and picked 22 and Dennis Schroeder. I guess Lindy Waters, like, I don't know. I think the Heat got probably the best package they could with Wiggins. But at the end of the day, you're trading your franchise player for Andrew Wiggins and pick 22.
I guess also the second part of that is the extension they signed Butler to for me.
I don't love the extension of $60 million a year for
which
Butler.
you were going to have to pay him if you traded for him.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of also factored in the decision for me. Because, again, given that he's now with Golden State through the rest of this year, plus obviously the 2-year extension, there's no way that Jimmy Butler and this team, the way that they're going to play and the way that Jimmy is and the way Draymond is, that there's not a blow-up of some proportions. I don't even think Steve Kerr was a fan of the move, to be honest. But they had to make a move in order to try to capitalize Steph's window. So I guess we'll see where it works out. I guess we'll see. I don't know. I like it from the Heat.
You got to try. You got to try something.
You do. You do.
Hey, I don't think it's a Hail Mary. You gave him one pick in Andrew Wiggins for Jimmy Butler.
I wouldn't go Hail Mary, but
35-year-old Draymond Green, 35-year-old Steph Curry, 35 Jimmy Butler.
Draymond Green and Curry were already 35. Like that's their group. That's their core. That's what they're going for right now. They're pushing.
Yeah.
I can't even say it's all in. Like you gave up one player and a pick.
Yeah.
I can't call that a Hail Mary.
This opinion's from Alper off the screen, by the way.
Yeah, I also don't think it's a panic move.
All right. Lakers. Mark Williams going to the Los Angeles in exchange for Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish, 2030 pick swap, and a 2031 unprotected first-round pick. Listen, the Lakers paid a premium. It was known before they even traded Anthony Davis in the Luka Doncic trade that they were trying to acquire a center. Obviously, they made the move, and with Jackson Hayes as your starting center, the league knew that the Lakers were trying to get a center. It was widely reported. You were always going to overpay, for a center. You get Mark Williams, a guy, 3-year player out of Duke, averaging 16 and 10, I think almost a block and a half a game. Someone that you can build around Luka. Great lob threat. He's a great shot blocker. I don't know how well he is at defending the pick and roll and shuffling his feet side to side, but can protect the rim. I think him and Luka are going to work out. And given all circumstances, I don't hate this for the Lakers. Again, it is an overpay, giving up Dalton Connect, your former first-round pick. But the Lakers had to make this move, in my
Look,
opinion.
if he could stay healthy, the value could make some sense. That's really been the Achilles heel for Mark Williams. He's missed significant time in every single season in the NBA. He's got skill. It's one thing to average 16 and 10 for the Hornets compared to 16 and 10 for the Lakers when you got LeBron James and Luka on your team. There's no pressure when you're playing in Charlotte. I went and watched some highlights of him last night. He had a 38-point game recently. The Hornets were down by 30 at halftime. So nothing.
Trade. Phoenix Suns are trading Yusuf Nurkic and a 2026 first-round pick to the Charlotte Hornets for Cody Martin, Micic, and a 2026 second-round pick.
Suns are trading Nurkic and a first to Charlotte for Cody Martin and a second.
And Micic. Vasil Micic.
That's something.
It is something.
There are some weird trades going on right now.
Here. That there are. Of course, this is the last trade before the trades today. We'll
You're giving up a first-round pick for Cody Martin.
yeah. It's pretty crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Cody Martin's a good shooter. Shoots 32% from three.
I think you may be thinking. Last trade before today, it was happening late last night. Brandon Ingram to the Toronto Raptors in exchange for Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, a 2025 first-round pick, and a 2025 second-round pick. Brandon Ingram's been on the trade market, it seems like, since my time I started here at Chat Sports and well before that. He finally moves on to the Toronto Raptors. The Pelicans get Bruce Brown, championship DNA, Kelly Olynyk. To be honest, Toronto's got a weird fit. It's a weird roster. Still have Emmanuel Quickly. Still have R.J. Barrett. You now add Brandon Ingram. I don't know where their ceiling is, but you acquired a better player, and I don't think you gave up a ton for a guy like Brandon Ingram. I don't know. I'm kind of lukewarm on this move, if I'm being honest, Marsh.
Yeah, I like it from the Raptors' perspective of buying low on a former All-Star that's not 30 years old. I mean, you gave up salary and a pick.
Right.
I don't hate it. As for Micic, he is a non-factor. Yeah. He is 31 years old, plays 21 minutes per game, and shoots 34% from the field.
Yikes.
So giving up a first-round pick for Cody Martin is a bit much, in my opinion. Agreed. 32% from three, not a good shooter.
We do see your super chat. We're going to pull up the new link here. We'll get that on screen.
John Pettit says Leon did Sims a solid, traded him to a place he can get playing time. Something happened. Something happened for the Knicks wanting to move off of Jericho Sims. Something happened. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Darren the Tuber, what's up, man? Cam, it really is a Pokemon no one wants. Metapod. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is for Cam Reddish.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just hasn't clicked in the NBA.
I know. Hey, coming up, he was one of the most respected, high school basketball players, even really college players, when he was at Duke. Just hasn't materialized since he got into the NBA. I say we take a quick break, talk to our friends at Game Time,
Let's
and
do
then
it.
we'll break down all the trades that happened.
Let's tell them about Game Time, and then let's come out and let's talk about that most recent trade, Nurkic and a first going to Charlotte for Cody Martin.
Let's do it. We'll see you on the other side.
If you're looking to get tickets to the big game, or you want to go to a Knicks game, maybe a concert or a theater event, the best place to get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed is with our proud sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is the best ticketing app on the market, and when you use our promo code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, you get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. You can go to this Bulls at Knicks game coming up in a couple of days. They've got super deals going on right now for you to get into Madison Square Garden, and if you use that all-in pricing feature, the price you see is the price you pay. And if you use the Game Time Picks feature, it's going to make it that much more easy for you to get the best seats for the lowest price to go see your favorite team perform. It's more than just sporting events, though. You go to concerts, you go to theater events, you go to so much more. I've used Game Time a handful of times. I've gone to the Home Run Derby. I have gone to a college football playoff game. I've gone to an NFL playoff game. And it's the only app I use now for my ticketing needs. So check it out. Download the app, create an account, use that promo code ChatSports, ChatSports. Get $20 off your first purchase. What time is it? It's game time. Support the show. Support the sponsor. Our latest deal here is we are about 91 minutes away from the deadline coming and going. Jusuf Nurkic has been traded from Phoenix to Charlotte. There's been a lot of talk about Nurkic being on the move. Didn't seem like it really worked out for Phoenix with him there. He's under contract this year for $18 million, under contract next year for $19 million. The price point just doesn't meet the production, and it hasn't worked out in Phoenix for him. They have to attach a first-round pick to it to acquire Cody Martin, who I liked as a player. He can defend. He can get out in transition and run. I will say Cody Martin and Nick Richards went for more in trades than I initially anticipated. What's funny is Cody Martin and Nick Richards both go to Phoenix.
Yep.
And at one point, I thought maybe the Knicks could trade Mitchell Robinson to Charlotte for Cody Martin and Nick Richards, but I didn't think it would cost a first-round pick, and I think they also might have given up a first-round pick for Nick Richards.
Yeah, I can pull up the Nick Richards trade, but yeah, I mean, once they acquired Richards, it was kind of formality that they wanted to move off of Jusuf Nurkic. Obviously, when they acquired Bradley Beal, they got the big three in Booker, Beal, and Durant. They needed a center. Nurkic was that guy that they traded in the DeAndre Ayton Nurkic trade from Portland, and now they can look to move off of Jusuf Nurkic as he heads to Charlotte. Cody Martin's an interesting player for them. Let's see. Yeah. So it was Nick Richards in the second for Josh Okogie and 3 second-round picks. So no first-round pick was in the Richards trade.
Okay. So 3 second-round picks.
Yep.
It's a lot. You trade 3 second-round picks, a first, and Jusuf Nurkic with Josh Okogie for Cody Martin and Nick Richards. That's a lot.
Yeah. You did get 2 seconds back.
Got 2 seconds back. Interesting deal. Interesting deal. The Phoenix Suns are a fun team to monitor. They make some questionable deals for sure.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the owner's name, the new owner that took over in Phoenix.
Yeah,
he's very aggressive. Ishbia. Very aggressive. Obviously willing to make moves, and it makes for entertaining content. I'm not sure how well it does for team building, but
hasn't done very well. The Suns are in the 10th seed in the West. And Kevin Durant didn't want to go play with the Warriors. Always making the smartest basketball decisions is Kevin Durant.
Oh, yeah.
The Miami Heat got active in a trade as well, Cully. They had a former lottery pick in Davion Mitchell, and P.J. Tucker has been rerouted for like the 15th time already.
Yeah. Obviously, after the Andrew Wiggins trade, P.J. Tucker was always going to be on the move. The Heat find a trade partner in the Toronto Raptors. They also give a second-round pick in cash. For Davion Mitchell, who I think, again, good point of attack defender, a little on the smaller side. You don't really want him in, switches onto, bigger forwards, centers, all that, etc. But I think he fits the Heat culture, what they're trying to do there. And, I think it's a solid move for Miami. They needed a guard, really badly. I think they're still going to be shopping. Obviously, they want to get rid of blanket on his name, Anderson as well. So, Kyle Anderson, thank you. I don't think Miami's done by any means. I think we're going to see at least one more trade before this deadline's over.
They're in a weird spot.
Yeah.
What are the Miami Heat right now? You are Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins.
Yep. Some guys.
That doesn't put any fear into me. That's for sure.
No, I don't think anybody's expecting the Heat to come out of the East anytime soon. But
like if your best 2 players are Bam and Tyler Hero, at best you're a playing team.
Yeah.
So they got a ways to go. I think some dark days could be coming for the Miami Heat, which I am going to be very, very happy about.
Yeah. They are trying to set themselves up. I know they want some more expiring deals to potentially get them ready for future off seasons where they could maybe try to sign somebody. But that's all, projection at this point. There's nothing concrete about what they have right now that should strike fear in anybody.
Yeah. And another really nothing burger of a trade. There's been a lot of nothing burgers in the trade.
Yeah, Patrick Baldwin cash. Heading to Milwaukee. We still don't have the details on what Milwaukee's, getting back in that trade. But, yeah. Just kind of a nothing burger. Not really a lot to talk about there. So, yep, Stein. Oh, little Stein. Anthony Davis will officially make his Mavericks debut Saturday at home against the Rockets, rather than tonight in Boston. So that coming in from Stein.
AD, a Mav. That's crazy.
It's very crazy. I want to talk about just some, players who haven't gotten traded.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Got Cam Johnson here. Obviously, with the Brooklyn Nets, averaging 19 points. I wonder, he's shooting 48%, almost 49% from the field. I wonder how much he's shooting from three. He's definitely some guy that a lot of contenders could use. His contract's pretty affordable in terms of being able to trade for him. Where do you think he goes, Mark, potentially?
Is he going to get traded? It seems like the Nets are asking for a good bit back for him, and obviously the price point hasn't been met, or they would have traded him already. I like the idea of Cam Johnson. If I'm the Warriors, I'm calling up the Nets, and I'm trying to get a Kuminga for Cam Johnson deal done. And then I'm trying to run a lineup that has Butler, Johnson, Curry, and Draymond Green in it. I think they could use another shooter. I'm not the biggest Jonathan Kuminga guy out there.
Yep.
I don't think he's very skillful as a player. He's definitely an athlete, and he has some upside as a player. I like Cam Johnson. I wonder if teams worry about the lack of defensive ability he has. But at 6'8", 6'9", shooting 40+% from three, that's a good pickup, and he's probably making, $20 million per year, I think is what the contract is.
Yeah, something around that. I mean, it's a very tradable contract. Yeah.
I don't know if there's a
22.5.
I don't know if there's a team out there willing to get it done. I don't.
Very true. Very true.
Gord says no Kuminga slander will be tolerated. I don't got to slander at him. Just watch him play and watch what's going on with his career.
Yeah. Former lottery pick. Also another name to be potentially on the trade market, Marcus Smart, the Memphis Grizzlies guard, averaging 8.7, 2.3 rebounds, 3.7 assists. You're not getting him for his offensive production. You get there for his defensive play. Obviously, his leadership. Former Defensive Player of the Year. He seems like a guy that I don't know if gets traded. I know that he would be somebody a lot of teams would love to have on their team, but for the price that Memphis would potentially want for him, I don't know if he gets moved either.
Yeah, Ian Begley of SNY, New York Knicks insider, as well as NBA insider, he said teams are checking in on Marcus Smart. He's kind of been terrible for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Since he got traded from Boston, I don't think he's shot above 40%.
Yep.
20
million.
He's someone who could definitely still guard.
Yep.
He can bring some winning ways. He could bring some toughness. He could bring some grit to a locker room. At the end of the day, if you shoot 35.8% from the field, you're kind of unplayable.
Agreed.
Teams in the playoffs will just sag off, and they will dare you to shoot, and they will load up on somebody. I have no interest in Marcus Smart, to be honest with you. I have none.
Yeah.
There was reports maybe the Knicks were interested in him prior to the season starting. He makes like $20 million. You'd have to trade Robinson and Achua, and I would rather have Deuce McBride in my rotation at this point than Marcus Smart.
Agreed. Agreed. We'll see if he gets moved here. Another name that could be on the move, Malcolm Brogdon.
Report coming in from Jay Crowley Hoops, or Jay Cowley Hoops. The Knicks have been talking to the Bulls about some of the Chicago's backcourt players. Whoever was the guy that came up with the trade for Io DeSumo, He must know ball, and I bet he's got a damn good-looking widow's peak, Cully. I don't know who came up with the idea that Io DeSumo would be the perfect trade target for the New York Knicks.
There we go. We got some action.
There we go. If Alper, you could build that social,
Yeah, if you could.
that would be great, and move that over. Bring me Io. Also, Cullen, we've heard Kobe White be a name that has been mentioned on the trade market, and we have heard that the Orlando Magic are interested in a guy like Kobe White. Bring me Io DeSumo, a 6'5" guard that can play the 1, play the 2, play the 3. He can push the pace. He's an athletic defender, maybe the most fast player in the NBA. Hasn't shot the ball well from distance this year, but he can get involved in the pick and roll. He can handle the rock. I would love to see a guy like Io DeSumo on the Knicks as... Do you see that? No. I saw Cali.
Pretty crazy.
Don't build this one, Alper. I'm just going to... Cool. Yeah. We'll never build a... Aggregators tweet. Good stuff. Kobe White is better than Io? Different players. Kobe White is more of a bucket.
Yep.
Io DeSumo is more of a two-way player.
You can. What's Io shooting from 3 this year?
Io has not shot the ball well from 3 this year, and it's really an interesting case study with Io DeSumo because every other year he shoots well, and then every other year he does not. His rookie season, Io shot 37% from 3. Second season, 31% from 3. Third season, he shot 40% from 3. This year, he's shooting 34% from 3. That's not right.
It's not.
No, because look at trade assets.
Oh, geez.
Those haven't been updated.
Yeah, I don't know why that's built then.
I might have a trade for Io DeSumo built if you moved over all of the Knicks trades. I don't know if you did.
Here, I can move that over here in a second.
I might have some player listicles that may be a little outdated now. Chicago Bulls backcourt.
Got
Io, yeah, exactly, Almighty Finesse. Io is a way better defender than Kobe White.
Okay, cool.
So Io throughout his career, as this graphic was made a couple of weeks ago, he's gotten his three-point shot up to 34%. Extremely athletic player at 6'5". He can guard multiple positions. He can get to the rim. He can initiate offense. He can allow Jalen Brunson to play off ball. And Joe Cowley, who covers the Chicago Bulls, saying this, per source, the Knicks have talked to the Bulls about several of their backcourt players the last few days, but nothing serious has materialized yet. Deadline less than 90 minutes away.
Ooh. Ramona Shelburne. Phoenix's locker room is toxic right now. Could Kevin Durant?
As we also have an official trade, the Hawks are trading forward DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs for Karis LeVert, Georgie Niang, and 3 second-round picks. The Cleveland Cavaliers make a move that I think puts them into serious NBA Finals contention. DeAndre Hunter gives them a legit 3-and-D wing that can average 18 points per game, can guard multiple positions. The Cavs are going for it. A closing lineup of Garland, Mitchell, Hunter, Mobley, and Allen is as good as it gets in the Eastern Conference. A lot of people have liked to make fun at the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Atlanta Hawks. This is a good basketball team, ladies and gentlemen. Do not take the Cleveland Cavaliers lightly. This is a damn good trade for them. DeAndre Hunter is a player that I have been in love with. He is a New York Knicks killer. He is someone that is going to greatly, greatly impact the success of that organization. LeVert is a bucket. He can score it, but he can't nearly defend at the same level that DeAndre Hunter can. Hunter is a 6'8" legit player that can get out and run, can spot up from 3, and can defend 2s, 3s, and 4s in this league. That's a big get for Cleveland, man. That's a big get.
Good.
Also, rumors are coming out that the New York Knicks have interest in Trey Jones of Chicago. So
Okay.
Trey Jones could be a player. He came over recently from the San Antonio Spurs.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
We are 76 minutes away from the NBA trade deadline, and they are starting to heat up. This was my perfect trade idea that I came up with a couple of weeks ago, trying to forecast a move that I thought could fill a lot of spots for the New York Knicks. Torrey Craig has been bought out by the Chicago Bulls, so that part of it's a little bit different. But Jericho has been traded, so you'd have to add in somebody else. Maybe you just remove Torrey and you remove Jericho, and it's Mitchell Robinson, Payne, and a handful of picks for Ayo and Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith is a legit 3-and-D center. I don't know if this is going to happen, though. I would love to get Ayo. He would be – I had him as the perfect trade target for the Knicks. Don't think it's going to happen at this point anymore. As we got the official details here, Cully, of this trade. What do you think of it?
Yeah, DeAndre Hunter going to the Cleveland Cavaliers in exchange for Karis LeVert, Georges Niang, and some draft compensation, which will get updated here in a second. Yeah, really good move for Cleveland. Really good move. I mentioned earlier that I thought Karis LeVert could have been part of the package going back to Atlanta. And, yeah, I mean, this is a move. If you're Cleveland, you clearly are now buying all in to this kind of version of this team. They're a legit contender, man. They really are. Donovan Mitchell, any playoff moment, can give you 50. Darius Garland's a hell of a player. You obviously have the growing star in Mobley. You also have Jared Allen. And now you add DeAndre Hunter. I mean, this team is loading up to be a real threat in the Eastern Conference, and somebody, if you're a Knicks fan, should take absolutely seriously.
19 points per game this year for DeAndre Hunter, shooting 39% from three, Cully, on 6.7 attempts. That's high volume. That's high efficiency. Averaging 19. He's a legit 6'8". I mean,
Yeah.
That's a damn good trade for
Damn.
Cleveland. I am jealous of adding a wing like that. He's a damn good player, and the Cavs, in my opinion, are a true contender.
I'm not going to lie. Albert, do you know how to make a starting lineup graphic? If you could make a starting lineup graphic of the new Atlanta Hawks starting lineup with DeAndre Hunter versus the Knicks starting lineup, just so we can kind of compare them side by side, because I think that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, remember I showed you how to make it that one day, Alper?
If you could, again, feel free to
We
take
already
your
have
time.
a Knicks starting lineup, so you'll just have to go into change the Cavs stuff. Wow, great. Who wins this trade? Who wins this trade?
Yeah.
Type H for the Hawks, type C for the Cavs.
Well, so it would be pointless.
DeAndre Hunter's averaging 19 points per game, Cullen, off the bench.
Yeah. No, he's a legit bucket. Out of the University of Virginia, really grown as a player, and somebody that I think every NBA team should want a player like DeAndre Hunter, shooting nearly 40% on that many attempts. And, if you're Cleveland, man, oh man, does that make things easier when you have guys like Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland that are able to create off the bounce and be able to give it to DeAndre Hunter there on the wing. Huge get by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
He's the number one points per game guy off the bench this year. He has 8 25-point games off the bench this year, most in the NBA, and he has 18 20-point games, which leaves the NBA off the bench.
Yep.
Now joining the NBA's number one offense in Cleveland and one of the most stout defenses there is. The Cleveland Cavaliers just put it out on the table and says, we're here and we're going for it.
That they did. This
Wow.
is, if you're the Knicks, you kind of feel like you.
I think you got to make a move.
Yeah, I think you need to respond.
I think the Knicks need to respond. Cleveland has gotten better. Milwaukee has gotten better. I don't want to say mean things about Delon Wright. The New York Knicks have not got better at the trade deadline.
If you're not moving forward, what do they say, Marsh?
You ain't going anywhere.
Exactly.
Wow. I really like this move for Cleveland.
It's a
There
really
was
good
a
move.
report coming out that the New York Knicks have talked to the Chicago Bulls on a potential trade for a backcourt player. When you talk about the backcourt players for Chicago, it includes Kobe White, Javon Carter, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, Ayo Dosunmu, and Josh Giddey. Marsh, we could have gotten Hunter. I don't think so.
It would have been a weird kind of get.
You'd have to get to $18 million in salary. You'd have to trade Mitch and Precious. And they got a handful of picks as well. Officially, 3 second-round picks and 2 pick swaps. Knicks don't have. Maybe if you threw him that fake first, I don't think that you could have got him.
Yeah, it's a great move by Cleveland. It really is.
Wow. Bring me Io. We got 874 people watching. Can everybody please hit that thumbs up icon? We are 76 minutes away from the deadline being here. Moves are about to start breaking. Hit that thumbs up icon if you love the Knicks. Coley, we got 900 people watching. If we can get to 350 likes in the next minute, I got a shot. I'll do a beer bong. F
Okay.
it.
Little beer
We'll do
bong.
a beer bong here on today's show.
Let's get the party started.
Beer bong on today's show if we could get to 350 likes in the next 50 seconds. If you have liked the video, drop a me in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Show some love. It's free. It's easy. Help us continue to grow. Hit that like button. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
282 likes. 70 away. 295 likes. Let's go. 30 seconds. Can we pick up 55 likes in 30 seconds? Smash that like button. And if you have liked the video, type me. If you have liked the video, type me. 43 likes away. You got 18 seconds. 28 likes away. You got 14 seconds. Let's go. Hit the like button. Beer bong once we get to 350. Like it up. Like it up. How
Hit
bad
that
do you
like
want
button.
it?
Let's go. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to Finesse. Josh. Young the hot boy.
13 likes away, Cully.
The high buy. Let's go. Let's get it rocking and rolling. As we get a $20 super chat.
As we just got to 351 likes. Shout out to y'all. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
As we get NY to AZ saying it's great to be
My
back.
guy, where you been, brother? We've missed you.
He says thanks for all the content. Marshall.
NY to AZ, we appreciate you. Thanks for being here. A diehard supporter of the channel. We've missed you in the chat, brother. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being a real one. And let's go Knicks. Says it's been a busy year. Handle what you got to handle. We appreciate it. Always a better time in the chat when you're here. Shout out to y'all. 30 likes away from 400. Hit that like button. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 60,000 subs. I got a beer bong. Let's go.
Chug, chug, chug. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Shout out to Marsh for getting this done, baby. Shout out to Marsh for getting it done. All right. Shout out to Alpert for working behind the scenes. This could be a starting lineup preview for the Eastern Conference Finals this NBA season. Marsh, I'm not going to lie, this would be an epic series. Look at this.
Yeah.
Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Karl Anthony Towns. What a move.
I'm biased. So, Cully, my question to you is, who is the better starting five? Who's got the better starting five? Type C for the Cavs. Type K for the Knicks. Who's got the better starting lineup? I'm curious what you guys have to say.
We go down the line here. Okay. Alpert, do you want to take over on this one?
Sure, I can take
Here.
over. All right.
Alpert, come on.
All right, let's go down the line here. Better point guard, obviously Jalen Brunson over Darius Garland. Donovan Mitchell at shooting guard, better than Mikal Bridges. DeAndre Hunter and Josh Hart play different roles. It depends on what you want out of either of those guys. If you want a guy that can also distribute the ball, rebound, then you want Josh Hart. If you want some guy that's going to just score, you want DeAndre Hunter. I'm taking OG over Evan Mobley. That's Evan Mobley, I mean, he's on the come up. He took the next step this season and has become an all-star. He's becoming one of the best players in the NBA. But OG, lockdown defender. I'm taking OG. And then at center, it's clear and obvious. I'm taking Karl Anthony Towns. Jared Allen, better rebounder. Well, I don't even know if he's a better rebounder. Karl Anthony Towns averaging 13.6 rebounds. I'm taking Towns, better scorer. Jared Allen, better defender. But overall, I'm taking Cat. So, starting five, I mean, I'm going Knicks all the way. Marsh, what do you think?
I would probably agree that the Knicks have a better starting five. I think there's really only one position that I would say the Cavs are 100% better at. But the Cavs do have a better bench with Okoro, Strus, Merrill, and Wade. This would be a dogfight of a series. And I said it before this trade, I don't love the matchup of the Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers due to how they go about putting the ball in the basket, high pick and roll. They spam that action. They've always got the floor space. They're a bigger team. This is going to be a good series, no doubt about it.
As we got Walter coming in
Walter Lotta
with a $5 super
Cully,
chat.
when Walter Lotta is in the building, he's got the ability to change a stream.
Ooh.
The ability to change a stream is Walter Lotta. Thank you for being here, man. Thanks for coming by on a big day. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you, my man. Thank you.
Thank you. As we get a $2 super chat from Michael Vasquez.
My man Vasquez. What's up, man? Harder to find a Hart type of player over a Hunter type of player. Harder to find. They're just such different players. I will say it's not easy to find a 6'8", 20-point per game guy that shoots 40% from 3 on 7 attempts that could also play defense. But I would say Josh Hart is a more rare type of player. They're both two really good players. I've always been a big fan, of Josh Hart. Or DeAndre Hunter obviously loved Josh Hart. 6'8" wings that shoot 40% from 3, though. Those aren't easy to come by. Those guys go for a lot in a trade, and they just didn't go for a lot.
They didn't. Make sure you keep hitting that subscribe button. 60K.
350 away, Cully.
It's possible. It's doable.
Can we get to 60,000 subs today?
Pretty dope if we did.
If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We're going to continue to break down everything across the NBA trade deadline as we are just over an hour away.
Here we go. All right. Let's say. What do I want to do here?
If you had 14 open slots and you had to pick Hart or Hunter as your first pick, who do you take? Well,
It's kind of a different question.
yeah. I mean, first pick? I don't know. I think they're very close in tiers. I think they're very close.
Like you mentioned, two different players.
Yeah.
I honestly, and this is just, I think Josh Hart, he would be a successful basketball player ever. I think he's just got that grit, the style, the willingness to sacrifice, personal, achievement for the team goal. And I think for what the Knicks want to do under Tibbs, I think he's perfect. And I think DeAndre Hunter for other teams might be better fit based on his skill set. So, you could make the argument for either one, but I think if I'm the Knicks, I would much rather have Josh Hart.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, Hart without a doubt. You can't learn Hart. Gotta have Hart.
Gotta have Hart. Josh Smooth says, show love. Hit that like. Subscribe. Show some love. Let's go Knicks. Shout out to my man, Josh Smooth. Coley, we are on the final day of our raffle for our signed Allen Houston poster. 20 inches by 16 inches. A signed poster of Allen Houston, of his most memorable play of his career. If you want to have a chance to enter the raffle, you got to send in a $50 super chat. We're going to do the raffle at the end of today's stream. Okay. $50 super chat to enter. And there we go.
Yeah. Only not one, not two, but 3 bangs today.
3 bangs today. I'll do this because that Happy Dad tasted so good. If we get a $50 super chat, I got a beer bong, and you're getting into the raffle. You're getting into the raffle. So we'll do that. We'll do that as we gear up here on today's show. And to make the deal a little bit better, for the final hour of the game, we're going to double it up, game day. Double it up. Every $50 super chat in the last hour gets you 2 tickets into the raffle. You send in a hundo, you get 4 tickets. So if you want to have a chance to win the signed poster, your best opportunity is right now. We'll tell you more about the trade deadline and all the moves going on. First, I got to give a major shout out to our proud sponsor, Game Time. If you're looking to get tickets to the big game, or you want to go to a Knicks game, maybe a concert or a theater event, the best place to get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed is with our proud sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is the best ticketing app on the market, and when you use our promo code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, you get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. You can go to this Bulls at Knicks game coming up in a couple of days. They've got super deals going on right now for you to get into Madison Square Garden, and if you use that all-in pricing feature, the price you see is the price you pay, and if you use the Game Time Picks feature, it's going to make it that much more easy for you to get the best seats the lowest price to go see your favorite team perform. It's more than just sporting events, though. You go to concerts, you go to theater events, you go to so much more. I've used Game Time a handful of times. I've gone to the Home Run Derby. I have gone to a college football playoff game. I've gone to an NFL playoff game, and it's the only app I use now for my ticketing needs. So check it out. Download the app, create an account, use that promo code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS. Get $20 off your first purchase. What time is it? It's game time. Support the show. Support the sponsor. We got a 3-point goal. Creed. Bang! Give me some C's in the chat. Shout out to my guy Creed coming in, showing some major love. Got him 2 entries into the raffle. We'll be spinning the wheel or racing the ducks here.
And Marsh, not 1. Not 2, not 3, but 4.
4 bangs on the show today. 4 bangs on the show today. You guys are legendary. Shout out to y'all. I got another Happy Dad.
There we go.
To roll here on today's show. Let's go.
What flavor of Happy Dad we rocking?
We got Fruit Punch today. Fruit Punch is actually my favorite. And I'm going to be honest, I don't like Fruit Punch like at all.
Really?
I think Fruit Punch Gatorade is the worst Gatorade flavor of them all. And I think Fruit Punch Happy Dad is actually the best. So, Creed, cheers. You're a legend, brother.
Salute for Creed. Let's get the C's down below. Shout out to Travel Vibes, Soul, Michael, Arise. Shout out to ES Green. Y'all are real ones, man. Y'all are real ones. Woo! Good stuff right there.
Woo! That's good stuff. Creed, you're a legend. Says, give me Io. Give me Io. I would like that. I don't think it. Usually when like reports come out, they've been in talks with them and nothing has happened. I get a little bit weary, but I like that the Knicks are at least making calls. El Gillis coming in with a $5 super chat. Shout out to El Gillis. $5 super chat. We appreciate you, my man. You got a comment, you got a question, you got a take, you got a thought, just drop it in the chat and we'll pop that up and we'll talk about it here on the video. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you.
Make sure you guys keep hitting that subscribe button. We are trying to reach 60,000 subscribers. Marsh said he'd be doing a little Gatorade bath.
We could do a Gatorade bath.
Not fruit punch.
Not fruit punch. If we get to 60,000 subscribers today, we'll do a Gatorade bath and we will post it on the channel. But we got a long way to go.
That we do.
339 subscribers away.
That we do.
339. So if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel.
That we do.
Be a real one. Be a real
an
one.
Absolute real one. I'm gonna make it here because I haven't done a lot of drinking today. In fact, I've done no drinking.
Neither have I.
Neither has Albert.
As we are under an hour to go.
Yeah.
So if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. Be a real one. As the Suns are likely done making moves for the day and will focus on improving their roster in the summer, according to Gambo. Joe Gambadoro, who has 97,000 followers on Twitter. Long-time 28-year afternoon drive sports radio talk show on Arizona Sports 98.7 FM Phoenix.
Seems like a reliable post. We got Bob the Builder in the building.
Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Bob the Builder.
Yes, we can.
Shout out to Bob the Builder, my man. Says, I haven't been following. Nothing besides Sims, right? You think no other trades for the Knicks? Thanks for your work, by the way. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Yeah, the only trade the Knicks have made is the one that got them Delon Wright for Jericho Sims. We did have a report come out from a Chicago Bulls beat reporter, John Cowley, that the Knicks have been in talks with the Bulls about guards on their roster. He has said nothing has materialized yet, and the deadline is 90 minutes away. Maybe they make a trade, maybe they don't. If I had to predict it, I would say no trade for the New York Knicks before the deadline gets here. No, what do we got?
Canelo, Jake Paul.
It's happening.
Canelo's actually fighting Jake Paul. We live in a simulation. We really do. All right.
Wow.
All right, Albert, you said we got some Jello shots over there? Yes, sir. All right, tell you what. For the final hour, me and Albert will start ripping some $5 Jello shots. How about that?
$5 jellies for the final hour.
Let's go.
Jellies, or we got 2 more syringes.
Oh, Jesus. Syringes don't tend to go well here at Chat
We got
Sports.
syringes.
I'll leave that to Albert. He seems like more a syringe guy.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
This is a man by the name of the Bang God.
Thank God.
The first bang competition we ever did at Knicks Now, William Burton won, and we had declared him the Bang God.
The Bang God.
William Burton also won Rookie of the Year last year, and he won Player of the Year last year. William Burton was a prime time player, a PTPer for Knicks Now, and he is back. And he is back in the New York groove. We got a 3-point goal. William Burton. Bang! Give me some WBs in the chat. WBs in the chat. We appreciate you, William Burton. The Bang God. You said, what up, Marsh? Woo! What up, William Burton?
What up? And it's not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 bangs.
5 bangs on today's show.
Let's go.
5 bangs on today's show. William Burton, that also gets you 2 tickets, as well as Creed getting 2 tickets into the raffle to win the signed Allen Houston poster.
There we go.
Shout out to you, bro.
Interesting note from Chris Haynes. He reports that Trae Young really wants to win, and the Spurs had him on their radar before trading for De'Aaron Fox.
Trae Young and Wemby would have been perfect.
It would have been so crazy.
I said last year if I was the Spurs, Trae Young would be the point guard I would go after to just be that entire engine for the offense. With the Bang God in the building and that $50 super chat coming in, I got another Happy Dad beer bong for my guy William Burton.
There we go.
Shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to WB.
WB in the building.
Let's go.
Cheers, bro.
Salute. Cheers up. I'm about to say, Marsh, this is what, your 3rd beer bong that you've taken down this stream?
We're just ready to play.
We're just ready to play.
We're ready to play, man.
I need to play catch up.
Ready to play.
Little half off beer bongs for yours truly. Albert, you down? Half off beer bongs for yours truly. So $20 super chat.
$20 super chat, and they're going to the beer bong well. Love that.
We're-
It's 1-1 in our beer bong races.
It is 1-1.
You beat me in the boot.
Beat you in the boot. do a little three-way boot action for something. I know how much.
You're winning. I don't want to hear it.
I give y'all a little, head start. I give y'all a little head start. Again, just throwing it out there.
That's gotta be for
Little hundo piece.
3-way boot race.
Oh, baby, they're starting to roll in now. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6.
6 bangs on today's show. And while we did call William Burton the bang god, there's only one name for this guy, and this is the GOAT of Knicks Now by Chat Sports. Sent in the biggest super chat of all time. Some call him Rob Rod, some call him Double R, and some call him Bobby Alexander. We got a 3-point goal! Bobby Alexander! Bang! Double R, Rob Rodriguez in the building. If you were watching Knicks Now in the summer of 2023, you know all about Bobby Alexander. Rob Rodriguez, the man, the myth, the legend. Knicks Now is better when Rob Rodriguez is here. Bobby says, only one bang god around here. I can be imitated, but never duplicated.
It's a bar right there.
Bobby Alexander was the guy that had Knicks Now going toe-to-toe with the Raiders report and beating them in Super Chat battles anytime. He would not let us lose. He's a legend. He is a GOAT. Rob Rodriguez, you are one of one, brother. You are one of one. Always thinking about you and the fam, bro. We appreciate y'all, man. You literally changed the course and the trajectory of Knicks Now. We appreciate you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You think Knicks going to make a move? If so, who do you want to make a move for, Rob? Thanks for stopping by and not forgetting about the little guys.
Can we get some BGs in the chat for the Bang God? Can we get some BGs?
BGs. Get your double R's. The YouTube name used to be Rob Rodriguez. He's always Rob Rodriguez to me, but he's got the new photo of him looking swole. Shout out to him.
How we do? Albert, if you want, you can go.
Go grab a couple dads.
I don't know if we have any in there. If not,
There is. You got a choice, Colin. I'll let you choose. There is Miller Lite.
that's Happy Dad seems. See, Happy Dad seems like the move. I'm not gonna lie. You said what was it? Fruit punch. That seems
Fruit punch, yeah.
Fruit punch seems like the move.
If you could get me some more Happy Dads too, would appreciate it. I have a feeling we might be drinking a little bit here in a second.
We might be. Oh yeah, we got.
I brought 3 bongas in today.
Marsh came prepared.
I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
Bobby Alexander says, let's get Kevin Durant.
We talked about it earlier.
We did talk about it earlier. Scoop B. Robinson on Twitter said the Knicks had interest in Kevin Durant.
Shout out to Scoop B.
Scoop B, friend of the show. We appreciate you, Scoop. Today's also a big day. We're going to find out if Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer.
2-time Super Bowl champion, Eli Manning. 2-time Super Bowl MVP, Eli Manning.
2-time defeater of
Tom Brady
and Bill Belichick.
There you go.
2-time game-winning drive in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
Eli Manning.
Shout out.
Should Eli Manning get in the Hall of Fame?
Ooh. Let us know down below.
Y for yes, M for no. Should he get in the Hall of Fame? I'm going to say yes.
No bias.
No bias. I think it should be first ballot unanimous.
We got Michael saying yes. Hell yeah from Josh. Yes. Michael saying yes. The high bias saying yes. Michael saying yes. JD saying obviously. Obviously.
Rob Rod, are you still in the building, brother? Rob Rodriguez, are you still in the building?
You want some Giants trivia real quickly, Marsh?
Hit me.
So Eli Manning, obviously 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Can you name the other 2 Super Bowl MVPs for the New York Giants? Super Bowls 21 and 25.
This is embarrassing.
You definitely know one of them. If you know the other one, I'll be impressed. But you are a ball knower, so you probably do.
Rob Rodriguez, if Eli goes to the Hall of Fame, we're doing a Giants Now meetup in Canton, Ohio, and you better be there, brother.
100%.
You better be there, Rob Rodriguez. Giants Now, Knicks Now meetup. If Eli Manning gets to the Hall of Fame, we'll be in Canton, Ohio. for his introduction. I'm gonna be honest, man. I can't say it off the top of my head.
One of them may or may not be on TV.
Phil Sims.
So that was one of them.
That was my guess. I'm always scared.
Well, okay. Albert, I'll be impressed if you know this. Eli Manning obviously won two Super Bowl MVPs with the Giants. Can you name the other two Super Bowl MVPs in Giants history? Marshall's got one. Phil Sims. Can you name the other one? Super Bowl 25, former running back. Also played for the Arizona Cardinals. Believe it or not. I'm not going to lie. If you know the name, it's pretty impressive.
Running back?
Yep.
Hampton?
It's not.
No. I don't know. My dad would be so disappointed.
You just let me know. This is a Knicks stream, so your mind's clearly locked in on basketball.
I know. I wasn't prepared for this. It's not a running back.
It is a running back.
Anderson?
Otis Anderson.
Otis Anderson. I knew that. Chris Godwin gets it right. O.J. Anderson. That's what's up.
Shout out.
Live in Canton would be dope.
Live in Canton would be dope. There we go. All right, as we get a $5 super chat from Reese.
Reese! Anybody that has won 2 Super Bowls and both against Tom Brady should be in the Hall of Fame. Agreed. Agreed.
There we go.
Agreed.
Agreed.
And he beat Bill Belichick twice. Maybe the
Twice.
best defensive coach of all time.
Two of the most iconic plays in NFL history were because of an Eli Manning pass, which is insane.
Tony, why are you talking fake
I don't know
news
why
in
I
the
said
chat,
that.
brother?
I don't know
No
why I
fake
said
news in the chat, Tony. No fake news in the chat.
that. Fake news. My tweet deck.
Y'all got a jelly? Y'all got a jelly for Reese?
We got a little jelly. We got
A little jelly for Reese?
We got a beer bong too. All right, Alper. Cheers up, brother.
Cheers up.
Salute. Woo! I'm not sure what Avery put in those, but shout out to her. All right, so we got the Merbongas over there. I say let's rip this. Again, still going on. If you're just tuning in, we got a little deal going on for you guys. $5 gets a little Jello shot from me and producer Alper. $20, we're doing some beer bongs, which we're about to do here in a second. And then, was it $50 is you get into the Knicks Now. What is it?
$50, you get 2 tickets into the raffle to win the signed Allen Houston poster.
So there we go.
Signed Allen Houston poster. So there we go. I got a beer bong to join you guys.
Yeah, we'll hop up.
I'm still here.
Go cheer for KD wherever he's at. Why? I'm a Knicks fan. Okay. Give me White or DeSumo. I would love DeSumo. I would. I at one point said that Io DeSumo would be the perfect trade for the New York Knicks. So Michael Talking Yanks says Alper, what up? Alex Booth says I want Kessler. I would like Kobe White. $14 million. You're going to trade Mitch Robinson for Kobe White and give you a score off the bench. That's for sure. That's for sure. All righty. Shout out to y'all. Cheers to the real ones. Let's go, Knicks. Cully deleted that.
In one goal. One goal.
Cully deleted that. Unbelievable. I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to work on that, and Cully just housed it. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I gave it kind of all I had there, and Cully just crushed me.
I'm down a drink.
Carl, what up, man?
I'm down a drink today, guys.
That was unreal.
Woo!
That was unreal.
Shout out to you guys. Can we hit 60,000 subscribers? I'll tell you what, because we're in the final hour now. We're literally less than 45 minutes away. If we get to 60,000 subscribers by the end of the NBA trade deadline, I'm I'm doing a boot on the house.
Boot on the
Completely for free.
house.
Completely for free. I'm doing it with him. Okay, Alper's going to join me, so it'll be a race. If we get to 60,000 subscribers, we're doing a boot race here on Knicks Now.
325 away. 325 away. If you haven't yet, hit that sub button, hit that like button, like the video, subscribe, be a real one. We're under 41 minutes away.
Ugh, excuse me.
Alex Boo says, Marsh, which would you want the Knicks to trade for, Sengun, Kessler, or Sexton? Well, the Rockets aren't trading Alperen Sengun. They just signed him to a contract extension. And for Kessler or Sexton, I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah. Sexton's really not even that good a defender. He's kind of a high volume, like, very limited. I don't know. Yeah, just not a player that, to be honest, plays winning basketball, in my opinion. I actually really liked him coming out of Alabama. But out of those two, Kessler, especially at his price point, would be the higher value player by far, in my opinion. Yeah, will OG Anunoby be back for the Celtic game?
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
I don't think so. Io DeSumo makes $7 million. So you can get to that by trading Precious Achiuwa and a minimum player, and then probably that first round pick. I think I'd entertain that.
Yeah. We're at 450 likes. We get to 500. Alper, you want to rip another Jello? Sure. Why not? Another Jello shot. We're offering up deals here. Unlike the Knicks, we're offering up deals all trade deadline long.
Are the Knicks dealed out?
You got to, I mean, like you said, you're only like kind of fine-tuning this roster. No big move's going to be made by the New York Knicks. Then again, no one thought Luka Doncic could be traded, so anything's possible. But I don't know. I just don't see it.
As it is being reported that Nikola Vucevic, his only logical landing spot is with the Golden State Warriors.
That could be a
That's
move
from Jake L. Fisher.
Yep. Seeing it now. I don't know. Could the Warriors trade for Nikola Vucevic? Be an interesting fit. What would you give up for Vooch? Not sure off the top of my head. Vooch has been playing fairly well as of late. I don't know if he's a player you'd want on that roster. I do not know.
Mitch and Cam for Io and Smith. Whoever came up with that trade idea is pretty smart. Whoever came up with the Mitch and campaign trade for Io and Smith is pretty smart.
Ooh. Los Angeles Clippers are trading Terrence Mann and Bones Highland to the Atlanta Hawks for Bogdan Bogdanovic and 3 second-round picks. Okay. We have a move. We have a trade.
Tony, what up, dog? Shout out to my RGT. That's my guy.
Shout out to Bones Highland, dude.
From Delaware.
Delaware.
He's from Delaware. He was kind of your. He's Walmart Emmanuel quickly. And
If he's from
Walmart,
Delaware,
Kmart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's from Delaware, I don't know how I feel about him.
I heard most of those people from Delaware.
So the Los Angeles Clippers are trading Terrence Mann, a player they've held in high regard for a while.
They wouldn't include him in the James Harden trade.
So Mann and Highland to Atlanta for Bogdanovich, and not 1, not 2, but 3 second-round picks.
Also, another different landing spot for Bones Highland. Jeez.
Where was he at? He was in Denver.
Yeah. Los Angeles and now in Atlanta.
38 minutes away. 38 minutes away. What up, Tony? Oh, man, Tony Tone in the building. Kind of happy no moves are being made.
As the trade is officially coming in here. Well, almost coming in.
The Cavs got better today, guys. Cavs got a lot better today.
They did.
I'd say the Cleveland Cavaliers out. Los Angeles Lakers, the trade deadline winners, obviously, but I think you could make the argument Cavs are number 2.
Yeah. They're definitely up
I
there.
like the idea of the Warriors adding a player like Jimmy Butler as well, but man, the Cavs got a lot better. Hawks are making moves too.
Yeah.
Second deal of the day for the Hawks where they're trading out. Are they bottoming out now? Are they trying to bottom out now?
Washington Wizards reportedly had a trade lined up last season with the Mavericks for Kyle Kuzma. Would have netted them 2 first-round picks, but Kuzma vetoed it per Windhorst.
Kuzma vetoed the deal. He doesn't even have a no-trade clause. That's why bad organizations stay bad, because you don't make moves based off what Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know about that one, Chief. I do not know about that one, Chief.
Did the Hawks trade Capella? What's up, Carl? No, the Hawks have not traded Capella. They still have Capella and big man Onyeka Okongwu. Would y'all trade Robinson and Achua for Capella?
I'd think about it. I don't think I'd pull the trigger, but I like Capella's play.
Says, no, Capella ain't worth it. I think Capella is significantly better than Mitchell Robinson, to be honest. And he's much more reliable. I would listen. I would listen.
I would listen.
Give me what? 10 and 10?
10-10. Captain.
Mitch and Precious is way too much. Way too much, huh?
Way too much. Yeah. What up, Joey DeLuca?
Joey DeLuca, what's happening? As we are 30 minutes away, boys. 30 minutes away, ladies and gentlemen. Quentin Gilliam in the building. What up?
Jesus, man. But will the New York Knicks make a trade?
Someone tell Alper we cannot trade for Spider-Man 2.
Let's see what Cullen thinks. Cullen, this was a question on the Knicks live stream Saturday night, or last game, not Saturday night, last game on, was it Tuesday? I said Spider-Man 2 was the best superhero movie.
Best superhero movie?
Yes.
Spider-Man 2.
And Marsh said The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight's a good one. Like, in-game's up there for me. I don't know. You could go a bunch of different ways with that one. I don't know. What do y'all think?
Farhat, what up? Huckmania for life.
Huckmania. Hey, yo.
How would I feel about a TJ McConnell trade? I don't know how you make that happen. John Pettit says, I think the Knicks are ready as is. Because we're 33 minutes away. 33 minutes away.
We are. Yeah.
Reminder, if you want to have a chance to enter the raffle to win the signed Allen Houston photo, you got 32 minutes left. $50 super chat today and today only. Get you 2 tickets into the raffle. We'll be auctioning or raffling this off coming up in about an hour. And someone's going to be going home with that. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all.
All right. We can talk more about this and, break down the final 30-ish minutes of the trade deadline. You want to just talk to our friends at Game Time real quick?
Let's do it.
All right. We'll be back here in just a minute.
If you're looking to get tickets to the big game or you want to go to a Knicks game, maybe a concert or a theater event, the best place to get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed is with our proud sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is the best ticketing app on the market, and when you use our promo code ChatSports, that's ChatSports, you get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. You can go to this Bulls at Knicks game coming up in a couple of days. They've got super deals going on right now for you to get into Madison Square Garden, and if you use that all-in pricing feature, the price you see is the price you pay, and if you use the Game Time Picks feature, it's going to make it that much more easy for you to get the best seats the lowest price to go see your favorite team perform. It's more than just sporting events, though. You go to concerts, you go to theater events, you go to so much more. I've used Game Time a handful of times. I've gone to the Home Run Derby. I have gone to a college football playoff game. I've gone to an NFL playoff game, and it's the only app I use now for my ticketing needs. So check it out. Download the app, create an account, use that promo code ChatSports, ChatSports. Get $20 off your first purchase. What time is it? It's game time. Support the show. Support the sponsor. All righty. We are 31 minutes away from the deadline. It's been an interesting day. Not a lot of shakeup going on, but overall, I'd say a good amount of moves are being made.
Yeah. First one to kind of kick off the day was Davion Mitchell going to the Miami Heat in exchange for P.J. Tucker's second-round pick and cash. This obviously happened, after the Jimmy Butler trade that sent him to Golden State, Andrew Wiggins to Miami. Miami was never going to keep P.J. Tucker, and they sent him to Toronto in exchange for Davion Mitchell, who, again, nice player, pretty good point of attack defender. I think he'll fit Heat culture well. Miami Heat get their guard that they're looking for. So we'll see if they have any more moves. I would expect them to move off Kyle Anderson. But, yeah, that's the first trade that went down today.
Maybe try to get under that luxury tax,
Yeah.
but marginal move at this point.
Absolutely. Patrick Baldwin Jr. and cash goes to the Spurs. Details still to be determined on that Milwaukee Bucks trade. Guess the details still haven't come out for that. But, yeah, kind of a low-key move. Again, the Spurs of acquiring De'Aaron Fox. They've kind of made their one big move of the trade deadline. Maybe they could make, a couple moves here and there. But for the most part, Spurs seem pretty set to make a run in the Western Conference. I'll tell you what, Marsh, I do not want to see De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama in a playoff series. That is a dangerous duo.
I agree. I kind of said it earlier. I think Wemby is ready to go. I think he's ready to compete in a playoff series. They're going to be a tough out, man.
Yeah.
The
fact that he's the best defensive player in the NBA this early.
The on-off numbers of Wemby on defense are nuts. They're like a top 5 defense with him on the floor. They're a bottom 2 defense when he's off the floor. He's going to be really good for a long time. Thomas Joe Keem says, Marsh, are you a bigger Giants or Knicks fan? Same. I'm the same. Same fan there. Love them both. Love them both.
Guy just loves ball, man.
Just loving ball, dude. That's what we do.
All right.
A weird trade here. Not the first deal that the Suns and the Hornets have made in the trade deadline season.
No. As Yusuf Nurkic and a 2026 first-round pick head to Charlotte. In exchange, Phoenix acquires Cody Martin, Micic, and a 2026 second-round pick. This trade was kind of inevitable after the Hornets acquired Nick Richards. The Suns acquired Nick Richards. Yusuf Nurkic, at this stage in his career, he seems like a guy that could still give you, productive minutes, but not in Phoenix's plans, rightfully so. It didn't really fit kind of the structure of their team. And now he, goes on to Charlotte. And Charlotte's had a lot of, activity. And Cody Martin's an interesting player for the Suns, I will say.
Gives him a wing.
Yep.
Gives him a willing defender. Another athlete. He's not nearly the offensive player that his brother Caleb Martin is, though.
Agreed. And by far, the biggest trade of the day. Cleveland Cavaliers acquired DeAndre Hunter from the Atlanta Hawks in exchange for Karis LeVert, Georges Niang, and draft compensation. And again, Marsh, we kind of broke it down earlier, but I'll show the people who may just be tuning in. This creates a very interesting dynamic, a potential Eastern Conference Finals preview of epic proportions. Look at these starting lineups and break them down for me.
Yeah, look, Cleveland is a team right now. It's the top of the Eastern Conference. I'm not taking them lightly. I know some people will make jokes that they're a regular season team and they're a team that can't compete in the playoffs. I'm not going to buy any of that. I think they are right now a top 4 team in the NBA. I think the Knicks are right there with them. But this is a move that tells me that their leadership and their ownership believe that they can compete for an NBA title right now. I mean, when you stack up starting fives, these might be two of the best starting fives in the NBA. Garland's having a career year. Mitchell's playing well. DeAndre Hunter's averaging 20 points on 40% from three. He was the best bench scorer in the NBA. Evan Mobley is officially a legit player. And Jared Allen is an all-star. Like, I think the Knicks starting five is better, but this would be a great series. Cavs, Knicks. The East got better. The Cavs got better, and they're going for it, man. I'm a big fan of DeAndre Hunter. I'm excited to see how that lineup works out together, and it's going to be a real tough test for the New York Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at this trade before we move on, or looking at these two lineups, before we move on to the next trade. You mentioned, obviously, Cleveland loves to run a lot of high pick and roll. They're going to challenge, obviously, the Knicks' switchability and the ability to kind of guard that far from the rim. If I'm the Knicks, obviously Jalen Brunson, he's going to be attacking whoever guards him, whether that's Darius Garland, whether it's DeAndre Hunter, Donovan Mitchell. I would say it really comes down to Mikal Bridges and the secondary ball handlers putting pressure on Cleveland's guards actually having to work on the defensive end. If you can get Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, those guys to tire around a little bit, Cleveland, again, outside of those two, their shot-creating ability and ability to initiate the offense does dwindle down a little bit if you can tire those guys over a stretch of a game, over a stretch of a series. If Mikal Bridges can really kind of, not completely take over the offense, but kind of resort back to some of that Brooklyn Nets Mikal Bridges where he can, force, whether that's D. Mitch or whomever, to guard him, it can make things difficult for Cleveland.
Because I would assume that they're going to start with DeAndre Hunter on Jalen Brunson. We've seen a lot of teams kind of take that route of putting length on Jalen Brunson. And I completely agree with you, Cullen. Like, Mikal Bridges, he's got to win the matchup if he's being defended by Darius Garland or Donovan Mitchell. Kind of reminds me when the Knicks were playing the Atlanta Hawks earlier this year. They had Trae Young guarding Mikal Bridges, and he's got to win that matchup. He's got to make him guard on the other end. Like, they don't have the best perimeter defenders, but they got two of maybe the best interior defenders in the NBA in Mobley and Allen, and they're the best offense in the league. I think Mikal Bridges is the X factor in this series. If he averages 20 on good efficiency, the Knicks are going to be right where they want to be.
And then the most recent trade of NBA Trade Deadline Day, the Los Angeles Clippers acquire Bogdanovich and 3 second-round picks in exchange for Terrence Mann and Bones Highland. Again, the Clippers making moves. Terrence Mann on his way to Atlanta. Clippers really valued him throughout his kind of tenure there, so interesting there. And then Bones Highland finds another destination. This is the most recent trade as per Shams Charania. Do we get another trade before the deadline? You got to think in the final 24 minutes something's going to happen, right?
Yeah, I would think another move happens. Atlanta at this point is like kind of just giving up all their players. Jalen Johnson is out for the year.
Yep.
Bogdanovich kind of fell out of the rotation a little bit. He'll add some shooting to LA, but they trade a big piece of their team. DeAndre Hunter, who was about to start starting for them with Jalen Johnson out for the year.
Yep.
Atlanta in a interesting spot, looking more towards the future, I would say.
Yeah, and what does that mean for Trae Young? What does that mean for Clint Capella? What does this mean for other guys on the roster? I'm not saying that could happen today, but definitely entering the summer, if you're Atlanta, is this time to move on from a guy like Trae Young? Is it time? Yeah, to potentially blow it up. Because if you're making moves like this, it could spell kind of where this front office feels this franchise is heading. I'm interested to kind of see where they go from here.
If I'm the Magic, I'm looking to make a move for Trae Young this offseason.
When's the last? I mean, has it been since like Penny Hardaway that they've had a true game-changing guard in Orlando?
Don't sleep on Jameer Nelson,
Jameer
baby.
Nelson.
Don't sleep on Jameer Nelson, dog.
I mean, I remember Dwight Howard. I remember Rashard Lewis. Hito Turkoglu.
Michael
Jameer Nelson's
Petrus.
not the first name that came to mind. I'll be honest. I like Jalen Suggs.
Yep.
Yeah, Rashard Lewis.
Do I think Trae Young gets traded? Not today, but I definitely think those conversations will happen in the offseason. They were talking about trading Trae Young this offseason. Yeah.
Very interesting move indeed. Very interesting indeed.
921 people watching. If you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up icon and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 60,000 subs here on today's show. We're about 300 away. It'd be an amazing achievement and an awesome milestone. If you want Knicks coverage every day, Smash that sub button. We go live for all Knicks major events. We'll be live for both days of the NBA draft. We're live for like the first 4 days of NBA free agency. We break it down. We do it best. Shout out to y'all. Katie Worth went down. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Stay says, we love you, Marshall.
We love you, bro. John Pettit says, stop with the KD stuff. It's not happening. You have to give up half the team for a 35-year-old at the end of his career. It's just dumb and what the old Knicks did, and that's why we were bad for so long. Mitch and that protected first round and second rounder for Kessler. The Jazz say no. The Jazz say no. They wanted 2 first-round picks for Kessler. They want in the summer they wanted 2 first-round picks for Kessler.
They wanted 2 first-round picks as I guess 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
For the Lakers. Yeah, he doesn't. He is a SOB negotiator. Who can we get on the buyout market per VT or B Productions?
We will do a full buyout video coming up on the channel, so stay in tune for that. Subscribe if you want a buyout candidate video. We have to see who gets bought out as well. Thank you, Tony. But we will do that. We always do that after the trade deadline. That's why you subscribe. All the news you need. We got you. We got you.
We got you covered. How'd that video do this morning for Knicks, by the way?
Let's see.
Curious.
I didn't get a push notification on it, which sucked.
That stinks.
Yeah, not ideal.
Not ideal.
Do I think the Knicks make a trade? No. I think the Knicks made their trade already.
The Atlanta Hawks are trading Cody Zeller and Houston's 2028 second-round pick to the Rockets for Shams.
Okay, so another trade.
Another trade. So at least another Hawks trade. Yeah, it seems like you said, Marsh, they're kind of just selling the farm a little bit.
They're prioritizing the future. I'd see what they.
I want to see, the other parts of that trade.
Hawks are trading Cody Zeller. Yep. So they're trying to save money and not win games.
Can't say that I blame them.
Bowl available. LOL.
Mo Bamba.
Would you sign Danilo Gallinari, DeMarcus Cousins, or Dwight Howard? No, I would not. I would not. Yeah, if you're a player on the Hawks right now, you're sitting on the edge of your seat and hoping in these next 20 minutes your phone doesn't ring.
Or maybe it does ring. Who knows?
Or yeah, maybe you want it to ring.
Who knows?
Knicks have no chance against Boston or Cleveland with the bench they have right now. Okay.
I disagree with that statement.
Yeah, I disagree as well.
No chance.
Boston has a great bench, man. I know Peyton Pritchard's a good player, but who else you got? Playing Zacchaeus. They're playing what is his name? The big man.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
No, they got Luke Cornett. Keita. Yeah, Neemias Queta.
Neemias Queta. Have the details of this yet? Nothing yet. At least I don't think so. Okay, yeah, details to be announced, but here is the updated latest trade of the NBA trade deadline. Obviously, we'll give it a little time. Sometimes things don't get reported right before the 3 p.m. Eastern deadline. So we'll make sure we get all those trades in. But
I would have Dennis Schroeder to be rerouted to the Pistons as a part of a Jimmy Butler trade.
Okay. So another update from the Jimmy Butler trade. Interesting. Very interesting.
I would assume the Hawks get back a future second-round pick here.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Or maybe just cash. They're not getting back anything of juice.
Straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie. Yeah. Feels like we're all just kind of just waiting.
Playing the waiting game. Playing the waiting game.
Here. Well, again,
I think we're
this-
done. I think we're dead.
We could be.
I think the trade deadline is dead.
We'll again bring this up. This tweet from Joe Cowley. This is pretty much the only bit of Knicks kind of just chatter we've heard. Per source, the Knicks have talked to the Bulls about several of their backcourt players the last few days, but nothing serious has materialized yet. Deadline less than 90 minutes away. Obviously, now less than 20 minutes away. I mean, could I.O. be on his way to the Big Apple? You would think that's either
Him, Kobe White, or Trey Jones. The Bulls want picks.
picks. They want picks.
Would you do campaign in a first for Jones? Your first being 2 second-round picks from Washington because it's not a real first.
I like Trey Jones as a player. I'm not sure I'd give up that much for him.
If he shot better from 3, I'd be more interested.
Yep. As you said earlier, Chris Haynes. Chris Haynes is like the ultimate like retweet news guy.
Yep.
It really is.
Dennis Schroeder to the Pistons. Let me see something on young Dennis.
Larry T says I had to be with my man Marsh and Coles when it goes down. Shout out to you, Larry T.
Larry T from Harlem. That's my guy. Shout out to Larry T from Harlem.
Shout out. Stay says just trade for Luka. It's not hard.
Yeah, no. Supposedly the Mavs were interested in Jericho Sims. I'm upset it didn't equal
Luka.
us getting Luka.
I'm really interested to see how Luka works in LA. We will. Someone says wake up Leon Rose. Does someone have his number? Call him. Just call me Nitro. We have not heard anything from the Bulls yet other than that update over an hour ago. Nothing as of right now.
We got nothing. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we're getting anything.
Yeah. It just seems like it's not going to happen. We appreciate everybody who's tuned in. Almost 1,000 of you guys in here.
Shout out to y'all. Y'all are crushing it. Y'all are killing it. We're getting ready to get done with the trade deadline. And Giannis or KD, I'd entertain trade talks. I think any smart man would. If Giannis became available, everybody on the Knicks is available except for Jalen Brunson. It's how it works. It's how it works. I don't know, though. I don't know. KD never? Y'all wouldn't trade for KD. What if your starting lineup was Towns, KD, Bridges, Hart, and Brunson? You wouldn't do that? That's pretty damn good if you ask me. I also am more worried about OG Anunoby being healthy for his whole career.
God, it's just quiet.
Trade for the Kobe White guy? Kobe White. Kobe White makes $12 million this year. Mitch Robb for Kobe White. Are y'all doing it? That's the deal.
According to Chris Haynes, the Pistons do plan on keeping
Pistons plan on keeping Schroeder.
Schroeder.
Knicks wouldn't have been able to sign him if he was bought out. Either way, he makes too much money. The Grizzlies reportedly made a call on Kevin Durant.
Oh, man. We've gotten more reports about teams that didn't make trades versus actual trades that were made today.
Yeah. All righty. We're in the final quarter.
Per Bob Myers.
Per
We
Bob
are in the
Myers.
final quarter.
We're in the fourth quarter. We're in the fourth quarter.
Get your force up, baby.
Mr. David says, no, I've been a subscriber before you hit 100 subs. You know what, Mr. David? We appreciate that, man. Thanks for being here.
OG.
Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for sticking with us. What about bringing Bobby Porters back?
Porters.
Bobby Portis?
Ortiz.
Leon Rose is figuring out the cap right now. Trade will happen, Steven. You've been doing a lot of fake news in the chat today, buddy. Josh Smoot says, yes, definitely need rest. I think Tibbs needs assistant coach by his side.
Fair enough.
Jay Sarp says, this is the third time OG Anunoby hurt himself without being touched. The hamstring, that dunk for OKC, and now his foot. Stay says, I thought your name was Chad Sports. You thought my name was Chad Sports. No. That's
It's wrong.
that's interesting how you came up to that.
All right. I say we talk to our good friends at Game Time,
Let's do it.
and then we'll come back and apparently we'll break down Dennis Schroeder going to Detroit along with all the other moves made today.
Chad Sports, that's me. Game Time. Get hooked up with them. If you're looking to get tickets to the big game or you want to go to a Knicks game, maybe a concert or a theater event, the best place to get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed is with our proud sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is the best ticketing app on the market, and when you use our promo code ChatSports, that's ChatSports, you get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. You can go to this Bulls at Knicks game coming up in a couple of days. They've got super deals going on right now for you to get into Madison Square Garden, and if you use that all-in pricing feature, the price you see is the price you pay, and if you use the Game Time Picks feature, it's going to make it that much more easy for you to get the best seats the lowest price to go see your favorite team perform. It's more than just sporting events, though. You go to concerts, you go to theater events, you go to so much more. I've used Game Time a handful of times. I've gone to the Home Run Derby. I have gone to a college football playoff game. I've gone to an NFL playoff game, and it's the only app I use now for my ticketing needs. So check it out. Download the app, create an account, use that promo code ChatSports, ChatSports. Get $20 off your first purchase. What time is it? It's game time. Support the show. Support the sponsor. All righty. We are 9 minutes away from the trade deadline coming and going.
There we are. Yes, sir. The most recent trade news that we got. Dennis Schroeder officially heading to Detroit from Utah after the Jimmy Butler trade. He's getting rerouted as a part of that trade. Details on that. Obviously TBA, but yeah. Schroeder on the move. Is this the last move we're going to see? Is this the last move we're going to see?
We might get a tiny trade, maybe something for a second-round pick, but nothing major.
Will Nikola Vucevic, Cam Johnson, Malcolm Brogdon, will somebody get moved? Those are the three biggest names that I've heard at least get mentioned in trades, potentially. Fair enough. Okay. We'll go ahead and break down the other trades from today. Davion Mitchell, first trade of the day, heading to the Miami Heat from the Toronto Raptors. PJ Tucker, second-round pick, and some cash. Obviously, Tucker coming from the Jimmy Butler trade. Miami Heat choosing to move on from Tucker and acquiring Davion Mitchell, who could be a nice rotational piece for him. Pretty good point of attack defender. Ooh, we get some news from Haynes.
Wizards
Yeah.
are waiving
Reggie Jackson. Bio candidate. Number one. Did he wave back? So that might be a name that you keep an eye on there.
Reggie Jackson, maybe a Nick.
Maybe. Next trade on the docket was Patrick Baldwin Jr. and cash heading to Milwaukee. Details still be determined on that one. Appreciate that. I mean, that was a good filler there for a minute. Yusuf Nurkic Knicks heading to Charlotte along with a 2026 first-round pick in exchange for Cody Martin, Micic, and a 2026 second-round pick. Martin obviously gives them a wing, gives them some depth. Yusuf Nurkic after the Suns acquired Nick Richards, ironically, from the Hornets. This made sense. Obviously, the Hornets traded Williams last night, so they were a little short at the center position. They get another center and a first-round pick to go along with it. And inarguably, the biggest trade of the day, DeAndre Hunter going to the Cleveland Cavaliers in exchange for Karis LeVert, George Niang, and draft pick compensation. Atlanta, kind of really selling the farm, so to speak, but also the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're all in. Marsh said it. I kind of agree with him. Top 4 teams in the NBA. Oklahoma City Thunder, in no particular order. New York Knicks, Boston Celtics, and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Stephen Bondi says, sound like the Knicks are done. No other moves before the deadline.
All right.
There it is. Stephen Bondi, New York Knicks insider, says, sounds like the Knicks are done. No other moves before the deadline.
There we go. So it looks like the Knicks are standing pat. Moving on here. Again, another Atlanta Hawks trade. They acquired Terrence Mann and Bones Highland in exchange for Bogdanovich, 3 second-round picks. It's just kind of, and again, a third trade in a row for Atlanta. They traded away Cody Zettler, a second-round pick, and details to be announced. Does this mean Trae Young will be asking out of Atlanta or on the move this summer? We'll see. And then here's the update for the Dennis Schroeder trade. So Schroeder goes to Detroit in exchange for KJ Martin, Josh Richardson, and a 2028 second-round pick. I believe that was reported by Jake Fisher. That is the latest trade update we've got here. About 5 minutes away from the deadline.
So, Beast.
It's good. Shout out to producer Reed. He's been killing it all week. Man of many talents, Reed Barkis.
All righty. For the final 4 minutes and 30 seconds, deal of the day, $50 super chat, 3 tickets into. Wow, we have a trade.
Oh, yeah, Grizzlies, Marcus Smart.
The Memphis Grizzlies are trading Marcus Smart and a 2025 first-round pick to the Washington Wizards. Wow. Washington Wizards have acquired Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart.
A trade deadline deal. Did I get you? If I got you, type me. If I got you, type me.
We got some LOLs in the chat. Some OMFGs. Isaiah say, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, Marshall.
No, don't tease us.
Marcus Smart heading to Washington.
Yeah. Dallas legend. Dallas area legend, I should say. Marcus Smart. Boston.
They're getting 2 second-round picks back.
One of the Wizards. He might be a potential buyout candidate, maybe. We'll see.
Was that mean?
Does that mean what you just did?
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. No lies were told on the stream. That was mean. Ooh, the Clippers are trading Kevin Porter Jr. to the Milwaukee Bucks in exchange for... Yeah.
Some late deals coming in.
Some late deals.
We got some late ones.
3 minutes left. Maybe the Knicks do make a trade. Maybe the Knicks do make a trade in the final 3 minutes.
Who knows? As it is 2 second-round picks. The updated trade here.
We're getting some traction.
We're getting juice, people. We're getting juice. Oh, Ben Simmons, reported by Bobby Marks to be on the name to watch on the buyout market. Could Ben Simmons...
No, Knicks cannot sign Ben Simmons. They can't. They can't.
I couldn't even finish that sentence.
Ian Begley now saying he is hearing the Knicks have nothing in the works. Should be done for the day. We'll see in these next 2 minutes, Ian.
Yeah.
What was the team a couple years ago? They had a trade but forgot to file it in after the deadline.
Or before the deadline.
Yeah. They filed it in after they didn't get a zero.
Sure. Yeah.
2 minutes.
Dos.
Nothing in the works.
Nothing
Or
in the
do they?
works.
Or do they?
Or do they? Buzzer beater trade.
Kevin Porter Jr. to the Bucks for Marjon Beauchamp. You also got 90 seconds to get into the Bang raffle to win the signed Allen Houston photo, a $50 super chat. In the next 90 seconds, we'll get you 3 tickets into the raffle. We're going to raffle it off here in a little bit.
Do you want to do, speaking of that, do you want to do a wheel spin or a little duck
We got
race?
a trade. Sacramento Kings acquiring.
Jake LaRavia.
I don't even feel like saying we got a trade anymore. I just feel like we're
The Kings are acquiring Jake LaRavia from Memphis.
yo.
Here we go. Final minute. Do the Knicks make a trade? Do they make a trade?
Will we get a trade? Will we get a trade? Has a Chat Sports team been featured in a trade today? Oh, well, the Heat. Yes. So the Heat early in the morning, Davion Mitchell. That's it.
30 seconds.
Pretty crazy.
30 seconds. Do we see a trade in 19 seconds? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is 3 o'clock Eastern time. The deadline has passed. We'll see if any deals squeak in here in a second. We will see. We will see.
But yeah, I was going to say for the raffle, do you want to do wheel spin or duck race?
Let's do a duck race for the raffle.
And the last one to send in was Bobby Alexander, correct?
Yeah. A little duck race action for the people. Oh. You look up the password for the duck race. How is this computer not signed into this?
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little worried about the Cavs.
They're loaded, man. We can go ahead and, since the trade, we'll show any trades that come in.
Hold up. Kidding.
You got the starting lineups here. Garland, Mitchell, Hunter, Mobley and Allen, Brunson, Bridges, Hart, Anunoby, Towns. That could be a potential. Oh, we do have a trade. The Kings are sending a 2028 second rounder to Memphis. Colby Jones, Alex Lynn to acquire Grizzlies' Jake LaRavia.
So we do have a trade.
As a part of the Marcus Smart trade. So it's an update of the trade.
The Indiana Pacers are trading James Wiseman and cash to the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors, James Wiseman.
Yep. Thanks, brother. James Wiseman getting traded. Now that's a freaking deal.
I'm just breaking the news of a trade.
That's all he's doing.
We got a trade. Who's got the better starting five?
Type NYK for the Knicks. Type CLE for the Cavaliers. Let us
Unreal.
know. We got Michael saying the Knicks. Strong Island Bomber saying the Knicks. Tony saying the Knicks, and it's not close.
KD not being traded. He remains a Phoenix Sun. The Golden State Warriors are done with trades. Expect them to be aggressive in the buyout market.
Still updating the smart trade, but here is the Kevin Porter Jr. trade. Wow. Golden State Warriors are done with trades. Look for them to be aggressive in the buyout market. So that would lead you to assume Nikola Vucevic did not get traded. All but confirmed.
All but confirmed. We'll see if the Knicks get active in the buyout market.
Yeah.
Should we run the duck race?
You want to do that?
Yep. Final call to get into the raffle.
Final call.
A $50 super chat would get you 3 tickets. We're about to run the raffle.
We'll go ahead and get those names selected. Yeah.
Does Marcus Smart get bought out? Probably not with another year on his contract. Also, the Knicks would not be able to sign him because the salary before the buyout is more than the mid-level exception. $67.
6-7. 7-11.
A lot of bangs. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all have shown a lot of love here on the show over the past couple of days, past couple of weeks. We appreciate you. If you want to increase your chances to win the signed Allen Houston photo, really a poster, 16 by 20, you got about a minute. Joey DeLuca, yes, we made a trade. You missed it, bro. You missed it. Knicks traded for KD.
Fred Katz's got something in that 14 deal. The Knicks are getting $4.13 million or $2 million.
In for $2 million to the Knicks. I was just reported earlier that it was $5,000. So the Knicks make a trade. They get Delon Wright and $2 million in cash. $2 million in cash. Joey DeLuca, how'd you not know the Knicks traded for Kevin Durant?
Sleeping under a rock.
We are raffling off the J-Liv. Yes, we are raffling off the Allen Houston poster.
That's pretty sweet.
Doing it right now. Now's your last chance to get your tickets in.
Last call.
All righty, let's load it up.
Load it.
Let's load it up. Load up the ducks on the pond.
Buying.
Names here.
I ain't trying to hear all this. Can we get a duck race? I think so. $67 names.
Lot of ducks on the pond.
Who's gonna win?
Reminder, the Knicks cannot sign anyone on the buyout market that had a previous salary of $2.8 million or more.
Fair enough.
All right, we ready?
Are we ready?
Here we go. Let's do it.
On your count, Marsh.
3, 2, 1, swim!
We're off.
Swim!
In the Kentucky Derby.
We got William Burton out to a lead to start with Creed tailing.
Now, I've done a few of these races. You don't
want to
do
be
it
in
early.
the...
You don't want to do it.
Creed takes the lead.
Here we go. Someone's going to win our signed Allen Houston poster.
Mike G, we got Charles, we got Julio Rivera Fernando.
Coming in.
J Liv.
Oh, no.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds to go.
Who's going to win?
J-Liv, double dose.
We got Rob Simpy, William Burton. I see Mike G. Who's going to win it?
15
Seconds.
Bobby
We're down
Alexander.
to the wire.
Bobby Alexander,
Bobby
10
Alexander.
seconds. Here we go.
Who's it going to be? 7, 6,
6, 5,
4,
4,
3,
3, 2, 1.
Fernando.
Shout out to Fernando. Winning our Bang raffle. Fernando, if you're in the building, show yourself, my friend. Show yourself. I need your shipping address so I can get that to you. Shout out to Fernando. Knicks Galaxy, were you in it? You were so in it, brother. You were so in it.
Amir, the guy who donated today, came in second. We got Julio Rivera.
Oh, look how tight it was.
Woo. Absolutely wild. Fernando's in here.
He is?
He is. He just chatted. Shout out to Fernando.
Knicks Galaxy, you were the 30th duck on the pond, brother.
I would say we pulled it out, but
J Liv, you had 11 ducks on the pond, is what my numbers say. 11 ducks.
all the ducks.
They're calling it fixed.
It's
The war-
fixed. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Fernando, someone I've never met in my life. I want him to win. I would have fixed it for myself.
Oh, man.
Fernando, send me a DM on social media with your shipping address. Or if you have an email, we could do that as well.
Yep. Ba-dum.
Fernando, I will be on the lookout from your direct message. Yep, it's fixed, guys.
Totally.
Fernando, I just really liked the way he had that purple F on his picture, so I chose him to win. I don't lose well either, so if anyone's upset, I understand. I don't lose well.
Fair enough.
According to Ian Begley, the Dallas Mavericks were very aggressive in exploring pathways to trade for Kevin Durant.
Warriors made another run at Chicago's Nikola Vucevic, but the talks fizzled as the teams could not agree on a trade construction.
Why is Fernando's red and the rest are yellow? Because we rigged it for Fernando.
J Liv says, I'm outraged. Clearly rigged. Clearly rigged.
Yeah, no, I literally made sure that J-Liv didn't win.
All right. Well, it is 11 minutes past the deadline, so I would be shocked if any other news came in.
Agreed. Agreed. All righty. Fernando, if you're still here, let me know where you sent the message so I can get that to you ASAP.
Yahoo Sports breaking. Kevin Durant will not be moved to remain a member of the Phoenix Suns. Have some shame.
Fernando had 2 ducks on the pond.
J Liv, you can't spell Marsh without Fernando.
Maybe I'm Fernando.
Ooh, plot twist. Fernando says, yes, still here. Where did you send the message?
Let me know. Do you want my email? Do you want social media? How can I get in contact with you? Because I don't want you to send your shipping address through a YouTube chat.
I don't think anybody should do that.
No. Except for the Bronx boy.
It's been a while since I've heard from the Bronx boy. He said, sent you the address via Instagram.
All right. Let me pull up my Instagram.
IG. It's unbelievable. Did you get the edit? Trae Young trade's got to be inevitable this summer, right?
Fernando, I got your message, brother. I got your message. We will take care of that.
Cool.
All right, all right. We are going to sign off on today's show. We'll have videos coming out on the channel in a little bit. Until then, let's go Knicks.